Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athlete.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Season's COVID-19.
Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons look alike to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through, no one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year. Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
My bad, y'all. The Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom.
Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this is a Hotep brother. Hotep to the chat, Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
What's happening, y'all? Cannon, yo, I'm gonna have to call you in a little bit. I want to get your feedback. I like boots on the ground with my information. Anybody's not familiar, Cannon did a wonderful stream this morning on the Baltimore incident. If you have not watched it, he was there. He got a nice shot, a couple of nice shots of, well, I won't say nice, but he got a good view of the bridge after the collapse this morning. And he had a great stream, very informative. So I'm gonna call up and I'm gonna ask him some questions in regard to his mayor, or the mayor of Baltimore, and get some more details, some boots on the ground, and not these online grifters who keep feeding us fake news and speculations and just information of grift. Oh, this fits the current narrative, so this is what I'm going to roll with. You know, that type of. Shout out to Dre Brown, Haram Life. See y'all. Sauce the Prophet. What up, man? Protocol, Lauren. I see y'all. Protocol, Mike, Taylor. We all had a meeting this morning about the grifties. So the team's in gear to put together the next show for next year. So that's going to be dope. Can't wait to see that. I don't know if some of you may have seen it. Some of you may have not. I'll play it again later. But we have the new trailer for the Grifties. I'll be sharing that on social media platforms in a little bit, probably after the show or something like that. But you guys got to first look at that. Give you a little bit of glimpse, a little teaser as to how the show went. The show was absolutely amazing. Shout out to Goldstein. I see Goldstein in the chat. What up, Goldstein? Strong Dad in the chat, Jabari. You got the Titans of Hotep in the chat.
Hotep.
I'm not sure how much time we'll spend today on the Baltimore situation, but I'd like to start off with some of the shittiest takes and then allow the show to unravel from there. So I'm going to proceed and ride on over to the Grift bag. Shout out to Hotep Boulay. Hotep, everyone.
Hotep.
Hotep Boulay, appreciate you on the super.
Oh, this is a Hotep brother.
Trish, what up, Trish? Trish, another Titan. What up, Jeff? All right, let's go to the share screen. Let's pull this up. Go there. Drop that off right there. Put that back. All right. We're going to have to fix some screens. No problem. Not a worry. So, as you guys all know, a bridge collapsed in Baltimore. And if you didn't see it live, if you were not a part of it, you probably can't speak to it. If you don't work for the Coast Guard, like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just basically going to say whatever your grift is. If your current grift is DEI, DEI took down the bridge. If your current grift is Ukraine, then it's Ukraine. If your current grift is the Jews are running the world, then the Jews did it. I've seen the most bogus takes all over, and all I wanted was some real information. So we're going to take a look here and see what's real, what's not. let's start right here. So, Uncle Hotep made a great observation this morning, and he said, "Has DEI been blamed yet?" You know, people couldn't wait. So let's type in Baltimore Bridge DEI. See what pops up here. Jeff Charles. So they have. So have they started blaming the Baltimore Bridge collapse DEI yet? And here we go. Bubble bath girl. Shouldn't they pay for the bridge, or do they get a pass because of their DEI policy? I knew the first reaction from some. This is Pastor Scott. Pastor Scott says, I knew that the first reaction some people on the right would have as soon as they heard news from the collapsed bridge in Baltimore was to speculate the captain was a DEI black hire. Nigga, you know niggas ain't running no boats. Ain't no black man, no captain in no boat. It's probably like 2 black captains on this planet. Black captains on this planet. Captain Planet. I'm sorry. Republicans have already blamed the Baltimore Bridge collapse on COVID vaccines, DEI, asylum seekers, Biden's infrastructure law. That's what I'm saying. Y'all be giving the left ammo, yo. Like, shut the fuck up. That sound crazy. Here we go. One look at mayor's governor and Baltimore's mayor, and you see immediately why racists ran to blame DEI for the bridge being hit by a boat. Racism is a sickness and cancer to the psyche. Yeah. DEI crew, all Indian crew on container ship that collided with Baltimore Bridge. The entire 22-member crew of the cargo ship that collided with a major bridge in Baltimore early Tuesday, causing it to snap and plunge into the river below, are Indian. That's conflicting with some other stuff. We're going to get to the mayor. Well, actually, we might as well talk about it now since it's on the screen. PPC for Liberty. This is definitely a grifty account. Let's play the tape.
Everyone, this is a unthinkable tragedy. We have to first and foremost pray for all of those who are impacted, those families. Pray for our first responders and thank them, all of them working together, city, state, local, to make sure that everyone, this is a unthinkable.
So PPC for Liberty says this is Baltimore's DEI mayor commenting on the collapsed Francis Scott Key. DEI mayor. Yes, a boat from Singapore hit a bridge in Baltimore because a black mayor was voted through DEI quotas. They solved it. That's good sarcasm. This is Baltimore's DEI mayor. So here's another account. This is Baltimore's DEI mayor commenting on the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge. It's going to get so much worse. Prepare accordingly. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me see what's in the bag, because I know I got more shitty takes in here than that. Now I don't know how accurate this one is. People pulling screenshots of who they think the captains are. Like I said, I like to wait and see what the truth is. I'm not going to be digging around trying to find out the race of the captain or, some agenda. Real Nico House says the captain of the container ship that crashed in Baltimore is reportedly a Ukrainian who only seems to have recently become available to pilot ships as captain as recently as January 2024. So now people are saying it's a Ukrainian. Take this with a grain of salt. We don't know if this is really the guy on the ship. He may or may not be. I have not looked into it because I don't give a fuck. Jehudi says, Jehudi speaks. He says, a bridge named in honor of the man who wrote the Star Spangled Banner, the nation's national anthem, is hit by a container cargo ship and collapses. Seems very symbolic. We shall see.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
Yep. That's a solid take. Here's Amuse. Amuse, I had some hope for this account once upon a time. Now it's just turned into. I think what happens is these accounts go really fast, right? And they like Amuse was maybe news aggregator account, and I think what happens is the ops go in and buy the account and then take it over. That's what it feels like, anyway. I don't remember Amuse being a grifting shill, but they have in the past recent months. But maybe I'm wrong and just haven't been paying attention. He says equity. Baltimore's Democrat mayor is right out of central casting for a sitcom mayor. I don't know what to think because I don't know their mayor.
Those families, pray for our first responders and thank them, all of them working together, city, state, local, to make sure that everyone, this is.
I don't, what is the complaint? I don't get it. Equity, central casting, sitcom mayor. What makes it that? Real Petey said, hold on, wait, before we get into the bridge tragedy. This is the Baltimore mayor, question mark. You have to be joking. Same video. And it's just like, wait, so what is the problem? Maria, all right, so here we've got a take from Fox. Let's pull the Fox take up. Let's put this on the screen and see what Fox, they're saying that Fox is blaming this on the open border. Let's see if this is accurate.
There is. Let me also get your take on what's going on in terms of world affairs. The White House has issued a statement on this saying that there's no indication of a nefarious intent in the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The ship involved in the collapse of the bridge is 948 feet long, called the Dolly, a Singaporean flagged container. But of course, you've been talking a lot about the potential for wrongdoing or potential for foul play given the wide open border. That is why you have been so adamant. Why has the Republicans had such a hard time securing this border? The president says he's not going to take his executive action. You know that.
Wait,
Or
what?
potential called the Dolly, a Singaporean flagged container. But of course, you've been talking a lot about the potential for wrongdoing or potential for foul play given the wide open border. That is why you have been so adamant. Why has the Republicans had such a hard time securing this border? The president says he's not going to take his executive action. You know that.
Well, we all have to stand together. We all have to say that it takes 60 votes to pass anything in the Senate. And so Republicans have to stand together and say, look, we're not going to do anything else unless we secure the border.
There is. Let me also.
How to. Yo, this is how they treat their audience. Because they know their audience is dumb. They know the reactionary right is fucking dumb. Fucking dumb. Thank you, Trish. Trish has sent me a video. Yeah, I saw this video. The boat where the power goes out, comes back on, recovery and all that. Yeah, I saw that. This is. Let's call Cannon. Let me call Cannon and get to the bottom of what's going on in Baltimore and why is the mayor a DEI pick and equity and what did he do wrong? Has he been a bad mayor? And is there a? I'm so confused. The chat is saying it's because he's black. That's what the chat is telling me. Cannon, which number? Got two numbers here stored for Cannon. This. Okay. All right. Let me call Cannon now. Hold on. All right, here we go.
Yo.
Cannon, what up, yo?
What's up, bro?
No problem. Thank you for taking my call, helping us out during this show.
Ain't no biggie.
Yo, who the fuck would call me while I'm on the phone?
That's me, yo.
Oh.
I saw you was looking for the number, so I was trying to help you.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm seeing a lot of complaints online. They're saying, the Baltimore mayor's a DEI pick, and what are they talking about?
Brandon Scott, he a young boy. He my age, yo. He's 39, yo. He one of them young activist mayors. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say he a DEI pick. The people picked him. They picked him because he's young, he's black, he's from Baltimore, and you know what I mean. He got an afro. That's why they got him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna call him dumb, but he got them left leaning. I went to a bougie school politics. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I would expect that.
Yeah, it's to be expected. But DEI pick, nah. But he need to be voted out. But when it comes to this, his press conference wasn't nothing to be upset about. You know what I mean? I don't think it was anything to be upset about. Granted, the bridge isn't even his responsibility. That bridge is the state of Maryland. If anything, you want to look at Westmore. But he just got in the office too. You know what I mean? That's the governor. But the bridge, man, the bridge was built in 1977. The crazy part is that it just, I guess, celebrated its 47th year, like 3 days ago, and then this happened. I thought that was weird, and that bridge saw like a ton of bricks, y'all. I was like, it can't take a hit.
It felt like it was made out. It felt like it was made out of paper.
It was made out of popsicle sticks. And I'm just sitting there like, cause like at first I was saying it was a suspension bridge, but it's not a suspension bridge. It's an arch truss, but it's a continuous arch truss, which still should have been able to take some kind of a hit, but it didn't. It just collapsed. It hit. So the boat hit like one of the main trusses. It hit the main truss head on, and that's what took the boat. That's what took the bridge out. Now the thing that get me is that those boats either A, have a tugboat guiding it out, or B, have a pilot that comes and jumps on the ship and takes over the ship to get it out into the sea and get it out of Maryland's port.
Right.
Now these pilots that be on the boat, they highly qualified, quote unquote pilots. They do this on the daily. They know the harbor inside and out. It shouldn't be a problem. Now what I've heard is that this ship lost power twice on the way out.
Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah.
Yeah, it lost power on the way out. It sent a mayday call, but I guess the mayday call was too late because it was so close to the bridge and the truss that wasn't nothing getting out there in time. It was just going to collide.
Right.
Now you got some people saying it's a cyber attack. Could it be a cyber attack? I don't know. It could just be a faulty wiring on the ship. Is it a cyber attack? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't see why the cyber attack would happen at Baltimore's port and not, let's just say, somewhere in New York. You know what I mean? Or in Miami, or in Florida, or
they picked
or
Baltimore of all places.
Yeah, you picked Baltimore of all places, right? And I'm like, and if you were really going to do something, you would have did it entering the port. The boat was leaving. The boat was leaving.
Right.
If you're going to cause damage, you're going to do it at the port.
At the port, correct.
You know what I mean? At the port, not leaving out. So that kind of tells me that I think that this could have been some kind of mishap or some kind of accident. Was it on the pilot's behalf? I don't know if they lost power and they lose control of the ship because, let's face it, a lot of these electronics, a lot of these navigation systems and these steering components on these massive ships like this are all electronic. There's no mechanical, nothing about it. It ain't like he could turn a wheel and steer it out of the way, per se. All that stuff is under certain, computers and stuff like that. So there's probably nothing they can do. And I feel bad for them pilots, man, because they said 8 people still missing.
Yeah.
One dude, I know like we were saying earlier, one dude had to went to church right after that because he walked away unscathed.
How important is this bridge to this area, or as far as traveling and stuff like that?
So
and
695
logistics, right? Like people
Yeah.
having to use use the bridge to transport containers and shipping.
So as far as like commuting, 695 is an intrastate, so it's inside the state. Like it don't leave. It's just a big circle inside of like the Baltimore metropolitan area, right?
Okay.
So as far like you can still get to the other side of the interstate. Go to Baltimore metropolitan area. You just got to go the long way now. Instead of going across the bridge that'll give you a shortcut to the port, you got to go through the tunnel. Now the problem with going through the tunnel is, let's just say you got like tankers can't go through the tunnel, right?
Right.
So you can't have nothing but gas, natural gas, or fossil. You can't have none of that going through the tunnel because you're underwater.
Right.
If something happened to explode, the whole tunnel going to flood. So you can't go through there. So what you have to do now is you have to go the long way around 695, which is going to cause massive traffic backup. Because you should see because I was telling people, like, the view that you got from me is because I do IT on the port. I do IT at the marine terminal. So that's why I got that view. But traffic's going to be crazy. The commute is going to be nuts. People have to account for that now because they said, I think on average 35,000 people go across the Bay Bridge every day. I mean, the Key Bridge every day. So now you take that extra 35,000 people that go across that bridge every day, and now they got a detour either through the tunnel or around 695. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the port's concerned, the port shut down, bro.
The port shut down. Well, I would expect that.
It's the only way in and out for the ships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So until they get all of that debris and everything dredged out and moved, no ships coming in and out of the port. So the port right now is at a standstill. And a lot of them longshoremen going to get sent home because of that. You're going to see a lot of them crane arms up because they can't. There's no ships right now. The only ship that I saw today was the one that I kind of showed earlier. That's it. That's the only ship that I've seen down there today. Nothing else can get in and nothing can get out. The only thing they can get in and out right now is tractor trailers. And most of the tractor trailers that's coming in there are picking up from the ships that are dropping off. So now what's got to happen is they got to detour all of those ships. It looked like they're sending them to Virginia, to like Newport. And then from there, they got to figure out the logistics on how to get whatever needs to come to Baltimore's port to Baltimore. So it's going to be a massive strain on goods and services.
So I got the list of mayors of Baltimore here on my screen, and they said it was equity, and I'm looking and I'm like, it looked like Baltimore had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the current to previous mayors in a row are black. This goes back to 2010.
Kurt Smoke. Oh, 2010.
We got Sheila Dixon, Stephanie Rawlins Blake, Catherine Pugh, Jack Young, and Brandon Scott.
Yeah. Now, Jack Young was an interim because Catherine Pugh got, Jack Young is an interim because Stephanie Rawlins Blake just said F it after the Freddie Gray riots, and she just gave up. Catherine Pugh got locked up for this scheme that she did. She was doing like some money laundering or something with some book that she had called Healthy Holly. Sheila Dixon got ousted as the mayor because of some crazy stuff that she pulled as far as money laundering, supposedly. And then I think before that, I forgot who the mayor was. I think it was Sheila Dixon. I think Martin O'Malley. Jack Young, like I said, he was interim. And then Mayor Kurt Schnoke might have been the only legit. Martin O'Malley, that's the white man that was there. He was doing shady stuff too. He allegedly may or may not. His wife may or may not have tried to run a black chick off the road that may or may not have been pregnant with Mayor O'Malley's baby. We're not gonna go there though. Yeah, we're not gonna go there.
Damn.
Former news anchor in Baltimore, allegedly, we'll say. The only one that we had, I think the only one that I remember, in my memory as being in Baltimore, as being younger, is Mayor Kurt Schnoke. He the one that introduced, he was trying to introduce like what they said on The Wire, Amsterdam. You know what I mean? I think he's still teaching at Howard right now. But our mayors, you know, they all been in trouble. They all done went down for some craziness. You know what I mean?
So how's this new mayor doing? What's his performance like? He's been in there since 2020, so we got 4 years of seeing. How's he been doing?
He ain't been doing the best, man. A lot of people sat with him, like as far as his hands-on approach to the crime that's happening in Baltimore, where he's kind of trying to circumvent the police chief and the commissioners and stuff like that, where he want to, you know, have this turnstile policing where, you know, people, they commit crimes and then they out the next day. You know, he wanted to have state employees or city employees, not police, city workers going out here risking their lives in the street to tell these youth to go home for a curfew and getting these people hurt.
Oh, that was him.
You know, that was him. You know what I mean? Like like I said, he's one of these like these black activist mayors that don't. He's a millennial. He's my age, and you know he wanted. We need to give them leniency. We need to give them grace. And it's like, yeah, I understand that, but you know, if you out here and you robbing, you know, you out here mugging people and shooting, you know, a curfew ain't the answer. You know what I mean? They need to be, you know, you got to prosecute that. Like, I think he wanted the curfew because it was like 200 or 300 kids down Baltimore City, all of us fighting, and then a kid shot 2 people in front of the police.
Yeah.
And then ran, and that was what we got. We're just going to put curfews in. And then the curfews didn't work because the people first you had the city employees like, yo, I ain't going out there.
Work. Nobody like who's gonna fucking enforce that? Oh, you supposed to be home. Nigga, I'ma just run when they come around.
Right, and then the thing is, they wasn't even running because it wasn't the police enforcing the curfews. He had
citizen cops.
Like the secretary at the water company out there trying to talk about go home. They was throwing rocks at them people. They was like, man, forget this. Like he's looking at stuff on paper, trying to make it seem like, oh, I care. It's like you can care and still like enforce the law. Like right now, Baltimore City don't have no tourists. We don't have no tourist attractions no more.
No.
Like you really want to focus on Baltimore, bring Harbor Place back, bro. But you can't bring Harbor Place back until you get rid of the crime. And if you can get rid of the crime, you gotta, man, after like there's no stores anymore. At one point, right before COVID hit, people just stopped coming because there was a lot of like getting robbed. People be going into the parking garage just getting robbed by the kids. So people stopped really coming down. If it wasn't like an Orioles game or a Ravens game, you ain't really see a whole lot of people down there. On top of that, they wasn't investing in it. So you had this really nice mall called The Gallery, right across the street from Harbor Place. Beautiful mall. Still beautiful. Shut down. Doors are shuttered. Then, you know, COVID come around, boom, Harbor Place. You had all these stores gone. There might be 3 stores left in Harbor Place. Beautiful place. You know, it's so much potential down there for you to put really nice shops and really nice eateries and bring that money back to Baltimore like you see National Harbor in D.C. do. But they ain't doing it because the crime here. You can't polish a turd, yo. You can't polish a turd. You can't bring all that nice stuff into Baltimore and then you take this nice guy approach on crime. Who gonna want to come here?
I remember going to some bar, and like the bar, like you could actually sit in the water, and they got partying and DJing. Is that Baltimore or is that the DC Harbor?
That might be DC. I don't think we ever had that down here.
Okay.
Yeah, but National Harbor be jumping, yo. Yeah, National Harbor be jumping. They got the eateries, they got the little things to do down there, they got the hotels. Baltimore got the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just that they let it go. They let it go by the wayside.
So what we're dealing with here is, you know, a slew of Democrats handling things the way Democrats do, which is basically make sure the problem persists so we can keep electing Democratic mayors. What do you think the solution is to clean up the streets of Baltimore?
Well, there was a police commissioner here, like back in the early 2000s. His name was Ed Norris. Came from New York. Ed Norris came down here and he brought his style of policing down to Baltimore, started cleaning stuff up real quick. Real quick. You know, he wasn't like knocking heads, but it was stringent policies. It was like, this is what we're going to do. It's zero tolerance. And he went out here and he enforced that. But not only did he enforce that, the governor at the time and the mayor at the time allowed him to enforce it. So you had Mayor O'Malley at the time, and you had Governor Ehrlich. So Governor Ehrlich was a Republican governor, and he was probably one of the best governors Baltimore had, Maryland had, period, full stop. Balanced the budget, had a surplus and all this other stuff, and he didn't tie the hands of the state police. Mayor O'Malley at the time, because I guess he wanted to become the governor, which he did become the governor, had the same approach on crime. Zero tolerance. We're going to bust your head. We're going to hit you over the head. Project Exile, you get caught with a gun that you ain't supposed to have, you're getting 5 years off of it, and they enforce that. And it put a lot of hold to the violent crime. On top of that, they started to really invest in the PAL programs. You remember PAL programs, the Police Athletic League?
Yeah.
So we had the Police Athletic Leagues for the kids. We had recreation centers, pools, and stuff like that. It kept a lot of kids out of trouble.
Right.
A lot of kids went to the PAL Center instead of being out here in the street acting a fool. They started getting rid of, so when Sheila Dixon came in and O'Malley became the governor and Ehrlich was out, they started tying the hands of the police commissioners and they started defunding all of these programs that was keeping kids out of trouble. They started defunding these programs. Next thing you know, these kids out here running rampant. Fast forward to, after Freddie Gray, they started getting really lax on policing because the police, they wasn't trying to, he's like, yo, you're not backing us? Then no, we're going to chill. So, and I remember Ed Norris saying it one time because he had a radio show at a point. He said, yo, it's just as easy for the first police officer that's always on the scene to be the last cop on the scene.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing that. A lot of these cops that want to go out here and do their jobs and get there and help people, they're like, man, I'll take my time. Y'all not about to railroad me. You're not going to crucify me.
Right.
So in order to fix Maryland, you got to enforce the rules. You got to enforce the laws that you have on the books when it comes to violent crime and theft and all of that other stuff. You got to enforce that.
Yeah.
If you don't enforce that, all you're doing is just selling wolf tickets, and these kids know that, and they're going to keep doing what they're doing. If you start cracking down on them, start busting some heads, you start giving them some serious time for some stuff that they're doing, they start to see that, oh, man, they ain't joking around here. That's how you fix it. And that's how you fix it in any, city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how you fix it in any city. On top of that, another thing you do is you bring in these, what are they called? You bring in, like the skill centers. Like we used to have like a West Side Skill Center where you can go get certified Microsoft. You can learn a trade. Bring back vocational schools and high schools. I don't even know if we even have a vocational school here anymore.
You ain't got no vocational?
I don't think so. I don't know if we do anymore, honestly, yo. I used to have a bunch of when I was in high school.
They used to be big.
But I don't know if we have them anymore. So, like, if you taking that stuff, because a lot of these kids ain't geared for college and stuff like that, but it might be a kid that can take apart an engine block.
Yeah,
it might be a kid that might be good at framing out a room. It might be a kid that's good at HVAC and stuff like that. You start bringing, you want to stop the social economic theft, and you start bringing back these centers and these vocationals and these trades where these kids can go and learn this stuff. You know what I mean? And they can go make a couple of dollars. Simple as that. But until they do that, it's going to be what it is. And Baltimore ain't changed in a very long time. It's the same politics. It's the same type of people running the city. Even from when what's her name, Nancy Pelosi father was the mayor back in like the 70s or the 60s when he was the mayor here. You know what I mean? It's the same politics, and you see that across the United States. You see it here in Baltimore. You see the same type of mayorship, I guess you would call it, in Chicago. You see it in New York. You see it across the United States in these Democratic strongholds. They all on the same playbook, and they losing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's all by design, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all by design. That's exactly it. And I feel like this mayor doesn't stand a chance. He's beholden to the Democratic Party. He's been brainwashed. Like you said, he's one of those leftist Negroes, went to one of those leftist schools. He doesn't stand a chance. He probably would be afraid to have a conversation with me. And
he would definitely be afraid to have a conversation with you or anybody. I guarantee he won't talk to you, son. He won't talk to nobody because he's not intellectually
equipped,
astute for a conversation or equipped for a conversation like that.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is he's gonna get reelected.
He's gonna get reelected.
He's gonna get reelected because the people in the city they set up, but then at the same time, they brainwash, like, oh no, he one of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, he went to City. Oh, he went to City College, high school. Oh, yeah. He one of us. And that's how they look at it. It's like, yo, you're fed up with the way things are being done and the way things are running and the crime, but you still voting the same way because of his skin color and the D behind his name, Lil Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But that's what it is. He's going to get reelected. You know, you got to pay 5 cents for a bag on grocery bag in the grocery store.
Mm.
It's crazy, yo.
Yeah, they do
But
that
that's what
shit
it
here in
is.
Jersey,
But,
too. Yeah.
yeah, everybody across the board, they doing it.
Yeah.
But as far as that bridge, though, that ain't him. And I wouldn't even say that was Westmore. You know what I mean? They just, when they built that bridge, I would think that the engineers were, we got to build this bridge to take a hit from a ship. And they did. That thing hit that thing, and that thing just crumpled. It didn't buckle, and people had time to get off of it. That thing fell immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't have any type of like guardrails around the trusses to like kind of bounce the ship just in case it did kind of get too close,
right,
or guide it away. They didn't have nothing in place. And I would think that bridge would have been a little more sturdy since it was built in the 70s. Like that 70s steel is a lot different. You know, it was a lot more sturdier than today's steel. But I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. It's sad. They said they're looking for 8 people. They started finding cars and trucks in the water already. And like I was saying on my stream earlier, it's not a rescue. It's not a rescue mission. It stopped being a rescue mission a long time ago.
Yeah,
this is all a recovery mission, which is sad. You know what I mean? It's all a recovery mission. You know, what do you do, right? What do you do when you driving along the bridge, yo, and next thing you know, you fall?
Yeah.
And you hit that water, your airbags go off, you discombobulated, you don't know. Then people,
if you look at the
people trapping their
video
cars.
here, it's like the moment that the boat hits, you don't see much traffic. Luckily, like I'm looking and I don't see much traffic at all. Like you can see the cars whizzing by, and it seems like the bridge is almost empty. Like if you look here on the video, you guys, everybody can see the cars whizzing and going that way. I can't see cars going the opposite direction. I see them going from east to west, but I don't see them going from west to east. So I'm not exactly sure what that's about. But the moment it hits,
it could be because it was 1:40 in the morning, so traffic
right,
be almost,
traffic's going to be low. Correct.
Yeah.
Right. Which is another reason why this probably is not a terrorist attack, because why would you do it in the wee hours of the morning?
You do that during rush hour. You do that at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., or 5 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Let me get back to the show, bro.
All right, bro. Hotep Bill.
Hotep Bill. Appreciate Cannon providing us some information here. I saw some people talking about explosions, and I slowed the video down. I replayed it like 100 times just now. You guys seen it, and I'm not seeing these 9/11 style explosions that people are saying they saw. I'm seeing, you know, at the point of breakage, like here, you can see some fire spark out here, but it doesn't seem like. For example, at this point right here, the bridge is already collapsing and there's no spark. So the sparks come after the bridge snaps. You see it just jumps in right there. That's when you see the spark. So I'm not buying the whole, you know, controlled demolition story. That's not what this looks like. And then I see people speculating and saying things like, oh, the bridge isn't supposed to fall like that. And I think Spotless had a great response. And he was like, yo, no disrespect, but how is the bridge supposed to fall? You know? Now this came down like a house of cards, but you know, you hit that pillar, that whatever this is called that holds the bridge up. You hit that, and I would imagine the rest of the bridge would collapse. Now, you can make an argument and say that that thing should have been stronger. Somebody might say, well, it's designed to withstand, you know, a certain weight times velocity or something like that, right? Because this is a ship probably carrying cargo, so it might be heavier than, your average ship. I don't know. My initial thoughts are this is just an accident. It's just an accident. It's just, maybe a failure on somebody's part. Maybe somebody didn't order the right parts in time. Maybe the boat was supposed to go into inspection and didn't. And it's DEI's problem. The DEI hire didn't order the right parts or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck people are saying. But anytime there's tragedy, there is going to be grifting, politicization of said event. And that's pretty disgusting. But yeah, I just want to get the information on the mayor. I pretty much understood that. What is this? So they are saying it's an all Indian crew. Okay, hold on. Let's put this on the screen. Somebody just sent me this. And this appears to be official here. Appears to be. I'm not sure. Owners and managers of the Singapore flagship container ship Dali. What does Dali mean in India? Y'all want to get real conspiracy theory? What does it mean? Drawn up of God. Drawn towards God. Luxuriously fine or large, splendid, powerful, impressive. These are the definitions they're giving for the term Dali. Report that the vessel collided with one of the pillars. Okay, so it is called a pillar. Whilst under pilotage with 2 pilots on board at approximately 1:30 local time. Whilst the exact cause of the incident is yet to be determined. U.S. Coast Guard have been, and local officials notified. And they're saying here that the all-Indian crew is 22 in total. 22, you guys already know. Got to start your speculations right there. If this is true, if this is the real information. Yeah. Some people have blamed the lunar eclipse. I've seen all types of speculation. But it was just weird to me when people were talking about Top Lobster said Hotep is 73. He retarded. Because I put this tweet out. I said, white people who don't know any black people saw the Baltimore mayor and discovered that black people look younger than their age. This is where we are with right-wing content. Can you... I don't know if you can say that somebody's not a fit leader because of age. For example, like Vivek's only 38. This Baltimore mayor's 39. So Vivek's younger than this guy. And I know some people have criticized being. That wasn't the current. But it's really weird when they're like, oh, look at him, he's young. Like, all right, is that like your criticism? He's young? Like, it's just so small brain. And I just want something to sink my teeth into. Pause. No Diddy. And it's just hideous. Like, insensible people too, like, or people I should not have given. Like, I've seen libertarians talking about, oh, this is how young he is. What? Clip of boat striking bridge at 8 times speed is truly insane. What do you know? So this is apparently the boat. Let's see. Let's hold on a second. Let's think about this. Because it looks like somebody deliberately slammed it, right? Like that's what's being insinuated, but let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to go. Thank you. It looks like whoever the pilot is, while they had power, because you probably have to turn and go underneath the bridge when you come out of the port. Yeah, it looks like he had power, right? Like if we look at this, right? So here, power out, power comes back on. Wish he gave us more tape, but power off, power on. How is this? Yeah, I think he might have been trying to come this way in the big spot instead of over here in the middle. And then when the power shut off, he didn't make it. Let me see. Power shut off just that brief moment right there. Power comes on. And it looks like at that last second, power comes on and he tries to correct it. Like he's headed right for it. And right there, it looks like he tried to correct it. Because if it was deliberate, he was going to hit it square on. Like right here, he's going to hit it square on. And at the last second, he turns away. This is insane. Shout out to Strong Dad. Absolutely insane. Let's go back. So, I guess the Ukrainian story is fake news. I guess that's what we're gonna settle on. It's fake news. In other news, we got a couple of other stories I want to just breeze past. I'm going to go to phone lines. Text Hotep your name at 202-596-5631. Tell us what you think about this Baltimore incident and some of the reactions. And if you can, have a question ready. 50 Cent says Trump's about to win. He says right here, whoever made this is effed up. I think Trump's going to be president again, but I'm not going to say that. So 50 Cent has said that Trump is going to be president. Now, check this out. I want to show you another Hotep's Been Told You moment. People are finally getting hip. Let's play this tape. People are finally getting it. Finally. Somebody must have got the message to them. I'm happy. Listen to this.
What can really stop it? And the bloodbath, really? I'm going to say one word, reparations.
Who ends up paying for it? Let me ask you, just as a community.
I can tell you that. I feel that the Democratic Party should pay reparations to blacks because it was in the 1800s.
This a Hotep brother.
Chat, who been said that? Who been said the Democrats should pay for reparations? Who been said that? Who taught the conservatives how to take a concept? Because people told me, they said, look, we want reparations. And people made arguments for reparations and against reparations. What I noticed was that the red whites and the black reds, the red blacks and the red whites, they always had an argument for why reparations didn't make sense. Me being an intellectual, I like to see both sides of the argument, and then I can draw a conclusion from there. So I'm looking at this situation, and I'm saying to myself, how could you create an argument that could bring the right wing on your side? Because they're the only ones saying no to reparations. Okay, the Democrats are saying reparations, black people are saying reparations, but the red whites are saying no to reparations. I said, I bet you if I say the Democrats gotta pay reparations, the red whites will be on board. And I remember I had a debate with one of these red blacks, and the chat was against me. And as soon as I said Democrats must pay, all of a sudden the chat switched up and was like, yeah, he's right. And I'm like, y'all are so fucking small brains. It's just fucking ridiculous because why did I have to think of that? Why didn't you think of that? Why didn't you say, instead of saying no, because it wasn't, the argument from red whites on reparations isn't, it's Democrats' fault. The argument was, you don't have any ancestors alive from slavery. We didn't enslave you. You know, we have nothing to do with that. You don't deserve it. Da 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 da. Right? You want gibs. You want hand-me-downs. So that was their thing. So if you're standing on principles, when somebody says Dems must pay, you're supposed to say, no, Dems don't got to pay. They don't deserve it. But instead you switch up, which lets me know you didn't put no intellectual capacity into this. You were just triggered. And then when we look in the comments, you see the red whites like championing. They're celebrating. And I'm like, why didn't y'all think about this? Why didn't you say this? You could have been flipped this argument on its head a long time ago by saying, yeah, reparations for black people from the Democratic Party. Like, how did nobody in the whole Republican think tank ever think to say that? Finally, my message gets out. I said this years ago, by the way. And finally, somebody takes up my talking point and explains it very well.
Bloodbath, really? I'm going to say one word, reparations.
Who ends up paying for it? And let me ask you, just as a community.
I can tell you that. I feel that the Democratic Party should pay reparations to blacks because it was in the 1800s when the Republicans, which was known as abolitionists, separated from the Dixiecrats because they did not want to continue slavery. So after the abolitionists helped black people become Republicans and they changed their name, black people were able to own businesses. They was able to create the Black Wall Street, Rosewood. They were the most wealthiest communities in the United States. And so it was the Democratic Party who created the Ku Klux Klan, and the Klan were the ones who hated the blacks for creating Black Wall Street, and that's why they dropped the bomb on Black Wall Street. It was the Klan that did that. 2 years later, in 1923, it was the Klan that destroyed Rosewood. So if anybody owes black people money and reparation, it should be the Democratic Party, the Ku Klux Klan, which they originated from, that Democrats should be paying the money to blacks for all that they've done with slavery, the destruction of the black economic engines like Black Wall Street. I feel the Democratic Party should pay reparations to black people.
I know you hate your grocery bill just as much as I hate my grocery bill. I know.
Bam. I said this shit years ago. Let's go look. Dems must pay. Let's see. Okay. 2019. I support reparations. Here's an anomaly. I support reparations. Democrats were the party of slavery, KKK, blah, blah, blah. They owe a lot of people. Hashtag Dems must pay. 2019. What is that? June 22nd, 2019. Okay. Hotep Jesus. Dems must pay. 2021. Reparations then. Dems must pay. This is me and Scott Adams. And he's laughing. Now, Scott Adams is the king of persuasion, and he hadn't even thought of this. You know why? Because most people didn't want to think about it. Here's Strong Dad, 2019. HJ, they stole your shit and shit on it. Dems must pay. This is Rob Smith. Okay. This is Rob Smith taking my ideas and turning them into a grift. Here I am responding to Moise Watkins. He says, the reason I can't be a Republican, even though you're right about family values, is that you refuse to consider the fact that black people deserve reparations. I said, I got a whole bunch of Republicans to support reparations. Hashtag Dems must pay. Okay. So I literally created the hashtag Dems must pay. Hold on, I'm trying. I want to find the earliest occurrence of it. Here's an old episode of Hotep's Been Told You. June 21st, 2019. Dems must pay. All right. I'm trying to find the earliest. Let's do Dems must pay from Hotep. Let's see what the earliest occurrence was. Oh, here's the clip. Here's the clip from my debate. Elon, you got to fix your shit, bro.
The Democratic Party is that Democrats because except Democrats, I guess, is so racial division. Democrats should pay the mass incarceration that started under Democratic president.
Oh, this is when Chad created a video because I had a debate against C.J. Pearson. It was in regard to reparations, and I let him cook through the whole thing, and then I destroyed him at the end with hashtag Dems must pay, and that's when I was telling you the whole crowd flipped. But he mentions, we counted, he mentions Democrats 33 times. Democrats. That's a thing that the Reds do. They just say Democrat over and over again, and it triggers people, so they believe like, oh, this person must know what they're talking about because they're talking about Democrats bad. So they say it, he said it a total of 33 times during the debate. So my point is, you've created so much ammunition about how bad the Democrats are. Therefore, you couldn't come up with Dems must pay? You couldn't come up with that? After you sat there and made the argument? So we got June 19, 2019. I said, if I had a reparations movement, it would be Dems must pay. We still ain't got clean water in some of these black cities. Cali is a shithole. Dems must pay for their lack of competence and total disregard for black life. Dems must pay. Okay. And it finally came about. And I gave this to the right wing. I was like, yo, here's your argument. In 2019, I gave you your argument. Don't shoot down the concept of reparations. Put reparations on the doorstep of the people responsible for what was done to black people. It's that simple. You fucking kill two birds with one stone. You create black allies and you destroy your opponent and you bankrupt the Democrats. The problem is identity politics. The right hates identity politics, but plays identity politics the most. I'm going to say the most, but they still play. They say they hate it, but they play it. So it's basically it's a war tactic. It's a strategic war tactic by the right, where they'll say things like it's like the U.S., right? We're allowed to have nukes, but you're not. We're allowed to play identity politics, but you're not. We want the benefits of identity politics, but we don't want you gaining the benefits of identity politics. So we'll shoot it down. In the meantime, we'll practice it. This is how the red whites operate. It's fucking disgusting. It's unprincipled. And nobody points it out and sees it because, well, they're unprincipled. All right, let me cover this last story. Then we're going to open up phone lines. I thought this was hilarious. Hilarious. I'm just realizing, how much Vivek has not read the room. I thought he was a little bit more astute than this. But Vivek landed on a landmine this weekend. Let's go to the screen. Vivek Ramaswamy says racism, quote unquote, didn't really exist in ancient Rome. Okay. Emperors were white. So let's first identify what his attempted grift was here on March 24th, 2024 at 1:31 p.m. What was the grift he was looking for here? And it's really the denunciation of racism. Right? He wants to act like racism wasn't a thing, right? So he wants to basically say, he's basically trying to pander to the red whites. That's really what's happening. He's trying to pander to the red whites, but instead fucks up. He says emperors were white, black, Arab, didn't matter. The color of your skin was like the color of your eye. Citizenship is a distinction they drew. It wasn't just about what you got in return. It was just about your duty to your nation. Now, when I first read this and I saw him say emperors were white, black, and Arab, I said, oh, shit, they not going to like this. They not going to like this. And sure enough, they ripped him a new asshole. Laura Loomer, Except racism did exist. I'm a supporter of yours, Vivek, but you're mistaken to say that racism didn't exist. Are you forgetting that the Colosseum was built by tens of thousands of Jewish slaves who were brought to Rome by Emperor Vespasian? Or are you trolling? You know, she's going to find a way to throw Jews into the victimhood. Now, here's somebody that says, did you ask Google Gemini to write this post? Fake history. Here's one of the gripers. You know Vivek isn't infiltrated because he wants to erase whites from European histories. Who were the black and Arab emperors? Was them kings too and shit? You know the gripers don't like to hear this shit. Are you sure there were ever any black Roman empires? That sounds made up. And then Vivek underneath his post, so they was leaning into his ass, pause. And he says, Emperor Septimius Severus, born in Libya. Emperor Marcus Julius Philippus, born in Arabia, known as Philip the Arab. The fact that people think these things are so incredible as to be implausible reveals how our understanding of history has become unnecessarily racialized. The sad part is, this is one of my most favorite posts from Vivek. I like this post. It's just writing exact history. Basically saying, yo, they had black emperor. They had an Arab emperor. He didn't read the room well. He didn't expect to have this backlash. But it's facts of facts. Facts of facts, yo. So he says here at the last sentence, the fact that people think these things are so incredible as to be implausible reveals how our understanding of history has become unnecessarily racialized. No, that's not the issue. It's not that history has become racialized. It's the fact that red whites have been lied to. They've been fed a concept of white superiority. And it wasn't that they were fed a concept of white superiority blatantly. It was just the omission of contributions of other races to these civilizations. It's the omission. It's a lie by omission. That's how they teach history. A lie by omission. Let's tell them about all of this. But like Jonas said yesterday, the book of Jasher is mentioned, but there's no book of Jasher in the Bible. So it's a lie by omission. They don't want you to know certain things. And this lie by omission is to create a concept of white superiority so that as long as you feel you are better than another group, you will never come after the powers that be. You will be complacent with knowing that at least I'm better than the Negro. At least I am better than the Negro. I might be poor, but I'm not as poor as the Negro. Till the Negro gets more money than him and he's upset and he has to burn down Black Wall Street. They didn't think it was possible. He was told that these people had a low IQ and they couldn't do this. Then they see it. Yeah, MoFax is somewhere right now cheesing. He'll be like, see? Probably going to clip this. You're an expert in this. I am not. Those are interesting points. Thanks for sharing. My main point is that most people today are unaware that there were ever Arab or African-born Roman emperors. Facts that challenge modern narratives of identity. I'm a fan of reviving the importance of citizenship, and Rome provides some interesting leaning. Okay. I don't know who he's responding to because, well, it's restricted. Let's go to the phone lines. Text Hotep your name to 202-596-5631, and I'll be right back after this short, brief commercial break.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven.
Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint. That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athlete.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Season's COVID-19.
Who did you want?
Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year Award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons look alike to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile. We're halfway through. No one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year.
Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Spotless on the mind. Spotless Mind on the line. Spotless, what up, bro?
What's going on, man? Peace, everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right. So I had a question. Well, I'm not gonna go on diatribe today. I know you got new rules. So my question was, with that last conversation you were having about what you mentioned back in 2019 when you responded to Dr. Moist.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get the logic that you would say the Democrat Party would be liable, right? Should pay those reparations. But how? As in being like, would it be the DNC? Would it be people
you're thinking too far
registered?
ahead. You're thinking way too far ahead. See, that's the problem.
I don't see a logical conclusion to it.
Because it's not real.
Okay, so it's just okay. I got
just
it.
a tactic. The tactic.
Yeah.
The first tactic was to show how Republicans don't fucking stand on principle and they don't fucking think.
Right.
That was the
right.
first tactic, to show that you really did not want to find a solution to this, because I was able to find a solution to this that you could not fucking come up with because you didn't want to come up with it. So that's the first tactic. The second tactic was to take the only group of people that are against reparations and bring them on the side of reparations.
Right.
Okay?
And get them to agree with it.
Yeah. Now I
and then
got
show
you.
them how bullshit it is.
Boom.
It's like, okay, so if you want to say DNC, they'll be bankrupt in a year. And then if you want to say it's the registered voters, then you can just register and switch sides. So who's
Well, it definitely wouldn't be the registered voters. It would have to be some of the elite congressmen. Okay? If you're one of these people living in multi-million-dollar mansions, I'm going full commie on you. You failed your people. I'm going full commie on you. Elizabeth Warren, I'm going full commie on you. You got rich while the people starved. These are street rules. You know how the streets go. If you ate off the hood and you ain't do a book drive, a book bag drive, a turkey giveaway, you got no respect
eat your
in the
food.
hood. We gonna eat you.
That's right.
So they call it communism. I call it street justice. So Elizabeth Warren and Nancy Pelosi and everybody else who got rich while their communities failed. Like, people say we live in a merit-based system, and I'm like, if we lived in a merit-based system, half the people in Congress would be fired for failing to do their job. If their district was a corporation, they have failed. They've run the place into the ground. You got people defecating on the street. I got a video in the bag. They talking about cannibalism in Haiti. I got a video in the bag to show a cannibal in California.
Shit.
So if your cities look like this, you owe us that money back.
That's right. Entire salary.
Your entire salary.
Well, at least,
we're taking more taxes out of your income. But the DNC, we're gonna start right there at the DNC. We're gonna bankrupt the DNC. They're just gonna print more money and replace it, right? So, but again,
they'll never take it that far.
It'll never get that far. But the concept is to create so much cooperation between people that the system has to rethink things. Right. That's what Hotep Jesus do. I break the matrix, and that's why the matrix hates me, because I show people and I create things that reverberate throughout the entire nation and get people moving. Like when I put Dems must pay, you seen all the other grifters follow, right? So it might not be me directly, but it's me indirectly. It's Hotep Nation indirectly. So when we create these things, then we push them and we move them. Like the grift, like Uncle Hotep was really the one that took that term, the grift, and made it a thing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So Hoteps are all like creating this culture, and that culture is changing people and moving people and activating them, first and foremost. But when you can take a group of people and have them cooperate in a situation where they were never meant to cooperate, because blacks and red whites are not supposed to be mixing. That's a rule of the matrix. These two groups do not mix. That's a rule of the matrix. And you saw it how the Democrats have completely failed at their job, is looking like a red wave. And then what did the right do? They took on a moniker that would repel black people, because that's a rule of the matrix. Red, whites, and black people are not supposed to mix. That's a rule of the matrix. So when I come in and I go, Dems must pay, and you see red, white supporting reparations, I've cracked the code of the matrix. So anything thereafter isn't really about, how is the Democrat? I'm not even thinking that far ahead. I'm just cracking the matrix. Like that part of the game is on somebody else. I cracked the matrix to make that possible, to make that question possible. And then y'all figure that shit, all the reparationists and all of that, y'all figure that shit out, because that's what y'all do. I just did you a favor by thinking about your problem and cracking the matrix. Because I don't give a fuck about reparations. What I care about is any situation, event, or policy that's up in the air, let's give it a fair thought. Is it bullshit? Let's lay down why it's bullshit. And I can kill reparations and say why it's bullshit. But I could also come in and be like, here's why it's not bullshit. And then I look at the group. Like I said, I look at the red whites and I go, what if I came up with something that brought the red whites on board? You'd have to be a black nationalist who studied red whites in order to get the both, right? Because that's what I came with. I'm a former black nationalist, moved over here to the right wing. I've studied them. I've run experiments on them. Some people thought I was trying to become one of them. No, it's called infiltration. You'll get it later. Right. I've studied them, and then I go, oh, okay. So if I say this, because once you understand how people are programmed, you just take those pieces and put them together like a computer program, right? So if I know you hate Democrats and I know you want reparations, and you saying the Democrats are the reason why black people are fucked up, then Dems must pay. Like, this is 1 + 1 here. And I was so frustrated because it was so easy for me to come up with that I realized the only reason why nobody else ever came up with it, because they never took time to try. And that's what pisses me off, that you didn't even take time to fucking try and think about this situation, this conversation, this concept. You didn't even try. You are fucking worthless to humanity for not even taking the effort to even fucking try.
Like somebody could win a congressional seat off that argument alone. Like you could win a congressional seat.
Word. You could change a whole fucking city with just one argument. And the fact that you didn't try really fucking bothers me. You are worthless to humanity. You are holding humanity back. You should be discarded from our society and extradited. Like this is fucking ridiculous. So that was my thing. It's not about whether it's going to come about. I just wanted to crack the matrix just so I can come back and show people, look at how the red whites are stupid. Look at how the blue whites are stupid. Look at how everybody's stupid. Look how Hoteps is smarter than everybody. Now kiss and make up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's right. That's right.
Everybody's
That's right.
fucking running around retarded, and they mad at me because I make sense. It's just like, what?
Yeah. I guess the game ain't made to make sense. It's just made to, make dollars.
You know what it is?
And cause division.
You just, like the whole heads always told us, you got to overstand. See, when you understand something, because people always ask, they be like, how come Hoteps use the word overstand? Because when you understand something, you get it. But when you overstand something, you embody it. Right? For example, I can understand why the red whites don't like reparations and why that whole conversation became convoluted. But when I overstand the situation, I've created a solution in my mind. #Dems must pay. That's why you got to overstand and not understand. Because understand don't take action. Understand doesn't take the whole situation and become the empath in the situation and really put brain work and heart work to it. And then you're not, see, when you understand, you could still be triggered by shit. When you overstand the situation, you just like, I know what's being played here. I know this component of the matrix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's facts. As like memorizing facts as opposed to being able to break it apart and change it around on some Dr. Manhattan shit.
Word.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for breaking. I appreciate you breaking that down because I was listening to it and I'm like, wait, this don't make sense at the end of it. But good. I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad everybody heard that.
That's an excellent question. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I love the
Man,
question.
appreciate you. Yes, sir. All right. Peace. Everybody have a good one. All right.
Y'all get that? Y'all get that? It's just logic. Jeff Curtis said people don't even know where the shit came from. No, they don't. But I'm not even concerned with that. Like, and I know you're not implying that I should, but I'm just saying I don't give a fuck. I know I started the wave. I know we started the Grifty Awards wave, and InfoWars tried to do it, and the Blaze tried to do it, and they couldn't do it like us. I know that. I don't need everybody else to know that. I know that. That's what helps me be happy with me. Because you know what that means? That means I can do that over and over and over and over again. They can't. That's why they steal from other people. They can't make, they are not the alchemists. They are not the black alchemists that turns lead into gold, that turns Hotep into wine. They wasn't there when there was a concerted effort by COINTELPRO to take us down. When there was a concerted effort by Netflix and big media to take down Hoteps. When there was a concerted effort by search engines to denigrate the term Hotep. And we still turn water to Chris? I don't care about the credit. What am I gonna do with credit? I'm on to the next one. Niggas told me when I did the Starbucks shit, oh, you got to keep doing it. I'm like, yo, I could, but I'm on to the next one. I'm always going to do something better than the last thing. This is what we do. We are creative people. And when you live in a place of abundance, you know you can create something great the next day. When you live in scarcity, you're concerned. You're like, oh, they stole my idea. You're mad they stole your idea. Excuse me, because you know you ain't got no more. Me, they can have that one because I got another one coming. And they're going to have a trouble keeping up. And by the time people find out who the source is that they've been robbing all this time, Hotepistan will be built. Goldstein, what up, yo?
What's happening?
What's good with him, yo?
No, same old shit. Yeah, motherfucker ain't ever short of ideas, bro.
Word.
Motherfucker, listen, I have so many motherfucking ideas going through my head that I used to have to take medication to get them to stop.
Talk about it.
Madness.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
But, you know, it is what it is. Now I just let them shits flow.
Now you let them flow.
Let them flow. I just float them out there. Twitter's a great outlet for that shit. Great outlet for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get instant feedback on whether or not that shit is goofy or not.
Yep.
You know? And you get instant feedback on whether or not you can get a niche somewhere. But I just don't understand these motherfuckers. They're swagger jacket. That's all they do. Swagger jacket.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what that means? It means I'm in charge.
Right.
That means they my bitches.
Exactly.
They gonna follow whatever I do. That's the way we gonna go. So bet. Watch this pivot. I seen the other day the quartering was like he in the gym. I said, oh, yeah. You better come on and pivot. You better come on over here. You see that minimum order wave. You see them pull-ups, baby. Huh? So they like, and that's why I say when you resonate on a positive vibration and people copy you, they got no choice but to copy greatness, purity, and godness. They got no choice but to copy the shit. And I'm happy because that means somebody gonna copy it, and all we doing is spreading God and love around the planet. And that's the goal. That's why I don't need credit, because if I'm spreading God and love around the planet, God deserves all credit.
Yeah, you become a vessel. You tap into the other motherfucking side. You tap into that other side, you instantly become a motherfucking vessel.
Right. But
an electrode in the motherboard. Hey.
Right. But the thing is, the human aspect comes in when a motherfucker come to me and be like, such and such is so great. And I'm like, you mean a nigga that get his cues from me? And they be trying to argue, and a lot of times I don't say nothing. I just let them rock. Like, word, yeah, okay, that's dope. Cool. Yeah, he's cool. I like that person. Yeah, absolutely, sure. Mm-hmm. Because it's not like, how do I even explain to another motherfucker, like, I'm at least 20 years ahead of the person you just mentioned, right? Like you can't say that. You sound like a cocky, arrogant asshole. You know what I mean? So I just let people rock and let them believe what they want to believe. But if you copying shit and you not giving credit, because that's one thing I'll do. Anytime I find some shit, I always give credit. So this is going back to that credit conversation. But when they don't give credit, I don't worry, because God don't like ugly. God gonna take care of you. I don't gotta touch you. I don't gotta be mad. God gonna take care of you. God gonna take care of me. It's karma, bitch.
Crazy how that works out, man.
Yeah. It all works out.
Yeah.
We just need everybody operating in their God nature. The more people operating in their God nature, the more powerful we become. You're right. You said it yesterday. It's a spiritual war.
Very much so. Very much so. Just it's pretty obvious at this point what the fuck's going on out there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole conspiracy with the goddamn boat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that shit was guided or not. All I know is it's East Palestine again.
Is that what they pointed it back to? Oh, you
nah,
say
it's
East
just
Palestine,
the whole
Ohio.
Yeah, remember at the beginning of the year, there was this big fucking national tragedy with the goddamn, oh my God, and it gets people off of their axes. That type of fear, that type of motherfucking sadness and all that shit, it knocks people off of their axes. And it makes them more susceptible to dumb shit. So you could take a national tragedy like East Palestine, blow it up to such a degree to where it becomes something that people politicize, and now you've got a whole new monster. That's what they do here. It's an accident. There was about 3 years ago near where I live, a guy in a semi hit an overpass, collapsed the whole shit, right? That could have been a national news story. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
A couple people died, yada yada yada.
Yes.
But it was unheard of.
Right.
They will take these, and that was a good one. I'll give it that. That was a good one. But it was still a goddamn accident.
Right.
Motherfucker hit the goddamn shit. And even if it was guided, at this point, what the fuck is all these dumbass responses for? Like DEI, all this other
the grift, they can't help themselves.
They cannot help themselves, bro.
They are inadequate for life. They are inadequate.
And now,
only feelings of inadequacy make you do that.
And now they're trying to create their first Me Too, their first official Me Too.
Who that?
That motherfucking what's his face? Jared Monroe.
Oh, word?
Yeah, they're creating the Me Too movement now. This is not a. It has nothing to do with sex this time. The woke right.
The woke right got a Me Too movement?
The woke right. They're creating their first Me Too movement with Jared Monroe and this whole fucking I'm being legally bullied bullshit that he's got going on with Steve Crowder. It's some of the most left-leaning ass shit. But you got people like Candace jumping on it, talking about, we support you, brother. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's that whole feel. It's just sickening. So now they're swagger jacking off the left in the Me Too movement with this dude. And it could potentially get as big as that. Whole fucking everybody's getting involved one way or another. So it's ridiculous. People need to stop with the grift, man.
They can't help themselves. They feel inadequate. McDonald's is selling Krispy Kreme donuts. Yeah, they definitely try to kill it. This is feeling when you have to do nefarious things for grifting, you fear something, right? Either A, you fear the person that has blackmail on you. B, you fear poverty because you need the clicks, right? And you want to take the clicks and turn them into dollars. I'd rather go bartend before I grift for clicks. I'll go bartend before I grift for clicks, bro. I gotta be honest with you. A lot easier money, and I get to sleep well at night, and it's better money. It's cash, so that means I can hide it from the government. You know what I'm saying? It's like cash is beautiful. It's anonymous, right? And these little clicks and shit that's tracked and all of that. These niggas want that ad revenue. I be saying, fuck ad revenue. I want to put out dope content. Motherfuckers be like, oh, don't curse, don't do this, don't say that. Otherwise, you can't monetize your channel. Man, fuck that shit, nigga. I'm trying to put on a show, nigga. You telling me about all these things I can't do. Nigga, I do what the fuck I want to do on my show. And then my people support me. Fuck that ad revenue. Niggas will sell their soul for ad revenue. Yo, that shit is weird as shit, yo.
Yeah.
If you so worried about ad revenue, you'll just fucking pop up a toy business and sell fidget spinners or some shit. You'll make way more money without being such a dumbass.
True. I know this. This is what I'm saying closing. It's that fucking everything is just always coming back to the grift. The grift.
Yes.
So the only alternative we have as a motherfucking conscious people is we have to destroy the grift.
Destroy the grift? You can't destroy the grift.
Listen to me, HJ. Listen to me. All right. I am starting a campaign today to fold the grift in on itself by grifting off of trying to destroy the grift.
Wait, what? Grift off of trying to destroy the grift?
That's right. Fold the grift in on itself. You can't destroy the grift, like you said.
Yeah.
You can only hope to contain it.
Right.
So the only way you can do this is you have to push something to its furthest extreme of idiocy so that people can see, damn, this is some idiot shit. Because right now everybody is completely blinded by the grift. So if you could push the grift to such an extreme, people will ultimately see that and be like, damn, we need to fucking chill out. But because you can't destroy the grift and you can't push it to a limit, you have to fold it in on itself. So that's why you grift off of trying to destroy the grift.
It's a griftception.
That's right. So that's how that's going until the grifties of next year.
Well, I thought that's what the
my
grifties
mission.
was. I thought the grifties
That
was
is.
grifting the grift. That's what we said during the show. The grifties are grifting the grift.
It's grifting the grift, but it doesn't actually try and steer anything in a direction to save motherfuckers' souls from hellfire.
We saving the kids. Fuck these adults.
We saving the kids.
Yeah, we
We
saving
saving the
kids.
kids.
Fuck the adults. The adults can perish. I believe
This
in
is my
population
outreach.
control, so half these niggas got to die anyway.
I believe you. I believe you. I believe that too. But
You know, when you
this
talk
is
about
my
a
outreach.
healthy amount of hate, yeah, I have a healthy amount of Stalin in my blood. Half you niggas got to go.
Look, this is my outreach to any Poles on the road to Damascus out there who, yeah, they're completely blind, but they may see some shit at the last minute. Pull them out of the mire. So this is my outreach to them. Yeah, man. Kind of like fucking Geno's paradox.
I hear you.
So there
I
you
like
go.
It. I like it. I'm with it. I stand behind it.
All right, man. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. I'm with it. Trying to see who is this. All right, we got somebody whose dad worked it where the accident happened, and he gave an opinion. Said he was a shipbuilder right next to the Key Bridge. He got his opinion at 5 a.m. this morning, so he's gonna call in. I hope this shit is heat. Shout out to the folks that helped us reach our fan funding goal. Like I said, no fucking ad revenue. So it's all community supported. Shout out to Hotep and Kamar Daniel.
Call from Trish.
Trish.
Hi.
What up,
Sorry,
what up?
I didn't know the rules. I just said I can't follow the rules about stating my name and texting, so I just called.
Oh.
So
Asshole.
first of all, shout out to everybody. What did you do at the gym today? Did you go to the gym today?
I did actually I have it recorded right here on my little app. This is something.
Well, I don't need the specifics. What body part?
The squat over squats and shoulders.
Oh, I got chest and shoulders, so.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the shipping thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in the shipping business actually for like 10 years, container shipping from Hong Kong and South Asia to Long Beach, California, which is the biggest port in our country. And then we did some Seattle, we did some Miami through Kingston, but very little there. But the one thing is these ships are huge. And that wasn't even a big ship. That was a 9,000 TEU ship. So technically it had about 4,500 to 4,900 containers on it, 40 footers basically. But so it was chartered by Maersk, who's the largest shipping company in the world out of the Netherlands, and it was operated by that Synergy company. So for the people, first of all, I didn't even go on Twitter. I saw Patriot Jay's tweet early this morning, and I was like, oh my God, what happened? And my first thing, and Strong Dad said it, was no one's even saying oh my gosh, I hope people are okay.
No.
Praying for people. Pete Buttigieg in his tweet didn't even say because they hate the thoughts and prayers thing. But it's just something to say. No one cares about these people on the vessel itself and on the bridge. It's just gross. So I didn't even go on Twitter today. I was I didn't even look at that. So when you guys were talking about the DEI stuff, I was like, that just goes to show too how just ignorant people are about the world, about commerce, about the majority of the crews on these vessels. First of all, there's barely any U.S. flagged vessels. These are mostly foreign vessels. Okay, they're all flat. It's just the way it is. It's how the world works. Like Zim is the Israeli shipping company. You have CSC, you have Maersk. I mean, there's just, anyway. So the crews are all Filipino and Sri Lankan and Indian and Chinese, and, you know, the captains, some of them the same. A lot of them are Eastern European, like the Dutch. I mean, that's where they all get trained. They're pilots, you know, tugboat pilots and shipping pilots, not pilots that fly planes. So I reached out to a friend of mine that's still in the business that I knew he would have some info. And what he said, and he's the one that sent me that video that I sent to you, which obviously I didn't know was going around on Twitter because I wasn't on Twitter. But he said there was 2 pilots on board. So if anyone knows this, just excuse me saying it, but anytime a boat's coming into a port or out of a port, the pilots take the tugs out and they actually board the vessel, and they put the vessel and dock the vessel. They go through the shipping lanes, the channels. They're experienced, they're licensed, and they know what to do. So there was 2 pilots on board, and he says they lost the engine, but still it's ultimately the captain's fault because the captain is in charge of the ship. The pilots aren't. They just come in and take over. So he said after the first blackout, it appeared as if the pilot in the bow may have ordered a drop anchor, which turns the ship, but not enough to reduce the speed in time. So like you were pointing out, I mean, it's not like they're going wicked fast, but they're going at a speed. And for the size of these vessels, you can't just like turn the wheel and like, boop, it's going to go.
Yeah.
So
if you've ever jet skied before, you don't understand how difficult this thing is.
Yeah, like or driven any, like a huge truck, anything like that. Like everyone knows that, I know. But when you're looking at it, so like a lot of people are like, oh, how did the bridge collapse like that? Like I get it. I get everyone's takes of like, how did it just fall? I don't believe that it was demolition and all that dumb shit. But the size of that container ship hitting a bridge, and it's not the first time this has happened. It's happened before. But of course, you know, no one has, you know, history because no one, you know. So it could take that bridge down. The size of the vessel, the amount of tonnage on it, and the fact that they couldn't steer it away, it was just too close. So it's just sad all around. And the thing of the fact that people don't even know how commerce works, of who's on board these ships, of how it's
but how was the captain supposed to? What was the captain supposed to do different?
Well, nothing. I mean, I think they did what they were supposed to do. He's responsible because he's in charge of the ship. So when I said that, that's what it is. So the pilots come on board because the pilots know, like I said, the shipping lanes, the channels, the signals. They've done this a million times. So the fact that it lost power, not once, but twice. So at that second power outage, they looked like you showed, like they were trying to steer it. So like he said, they dropped anchor to get it to go the other way. But by the time the power came back on, it's kind of like, you know, the fictional movie, the Titanic. You remember how they're showing it and they're all down there trying to move the rudders and all that. I mean, it's just a tragedy. And, you know, again, my opinion, like if everyone's saying, oh, this was on purpose, you know, all the takes.
Yeah.
Well, like Cannon said, one, they wouldn't do it leaving the port. They would do it to damage the port itself. And it's not a mass, quote unquote, mass casualty in the effect that they could have hit it at noon on a work day and everyone crossing that bridge would have died. You see what I'm saying? So like that's, you know, I'm not naive enough to think that things aren't possible, but I think just this one time, could people just shut up and just say, wow, this is a tragedy. I hope everyone's okay. Let's make sure this never happens again. Let's get the bridge rebuilt and stop blaming the mayor and like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
what does he have to
Cannon
do with
said,
it?
he said it's the state's bridge. It's not even got nothing to do with the mayor.
Yeah, and the Army Corps of Engineers have already come out, and one of them was like, "That's again. I mean, they said this was inspected. It's up to date, so it's not like the bridge was faulty. Again, is that true or not? I don't know.
Yeah,
but thank God there wasn't that many people, and the people that were there, it's terrible. They did the mayday call to get the cars to stop, and they alerted the bridge. Like this could get ugly.
Oh,
so they tried
that's
to get
why I saw the slow down of traffic.
Yes.
Okay. I
So
did
they
notice
called
that.
in. Yeah. So the ship called in to whomever the bridge, because there's got to be someone manning that area. I mean, it's just how it works. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just really sad all around, and I just wish for once people could just have some compassion and stop acting like everything's a conspiracy. And I saw Jonah. It's an inside job. Okay, like great. Like, so what? What does that mean? Like then what?
Everything's
So
an inside job to Jonah.
I know, and people still. There's people that lost somebody and that are sad today. And it's like we can't. I mean, I'm not like I'm not trying to be some over emotional person, because I'm not. But we can never just like have any compassion for humanity. It's always got to be some. Oh, DEI. Like, what? Like, you don't even know anything. Like, yeah, okay. It's DEI. Yeah, it would be DEI if it was an all-white crew.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but.
Lord have mercy.
I know. All right. Well, go ahead.
Nah, I appreciate you.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, ladies. My bad. I didn't mean to, whoever this is, go ahead, call in. This has the earmarks of Charlie Indigo. Russia last week, USA bridge this week. Next will be UK and Israel.
Call from.
What you got for us, man?
Hey, Hotep, it's Nikki.
Nikki, what's up, love?
Hey, so listen, my dad used to work at Bethlehem Steel right there next to the Key Bridge when Bethlehem Steel was a thing in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So we just put the way back button here for a second. He's got pictures of when the Key Bridge was being built originally 47 years ago.
Okay.
And also, too, his assessment this morning, being a shipbuilder, was that there was a fire on that ship. And if you look at that ship,
Yeah.
you can see it a little bit before the lights flicker.
You can see the smoke.
Yeah. And so what he said was, as a seasoned shipbuilder, that there was definitely a fire on that ship, took the power out, and when they put the generators back on, they lost the steering and the control, and that's how it went into the bridge.
Right.
And that's a shame, because that whole city is going to be jacked up for a long time, at least 5 years until they get that bridge finished.
Wait,
rebuilt.
You think they're gonna have to? Oh, I guess they are gonna rebuild the bridge. I guess that makes. Damn. I thought you just let it go.
I'll tell you, well, they can't, because you can't put hazmat material through the tunnels.
Right.
But here's the biggest problem Baltimore is going to face right now, and that is they don't have what's called as a floating crane. When Dept Steel left, they took the crane with them. And the floating crane there is no floating crane anywhere in Baltimore, in the harbors of Baltimore at all. So this cleanup is going to be extensive, costly, and it's going to impact everything in that area.
So what's the floating crane do?
All that debris that's in the bottom of the river, it's got to pull it up out of there. And that's got to be quite a hefty crane to get it up out of the bottom of the river. And see, something that nobody has mentioned that I'm very well aware of is the Patapsco River has been dredged multiple times so those ships can go up and down the river.
Yeah.
Because how big they are, that's really very shallow water.
Right.
So it's been dredged in the center so those ships don't run aground coming up and down in and out of the Baltimore harbors.
Right.
Well, it's not that wide. That river is not that wide at all. Nobody's paying attention to the fact that it's only like, 50 feet to the bottom from where that ship is right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's just going to be a nightmare. And I mean, it's terrible. It's a bad thing. It's a bad situation. It's unfortunate. I don't know why these things happen. Blame it on the eclipse last night. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's disastrous. And of course, being a kid, was where my dad worked. We used to go down to a place called Fort Armstead, and I've seen it repeatedly on the news stations today. Fort Armstead, we used to park and drink, and we were down there when the QE2 went up and down the Baltimore Harbor. Now, like I said, we pushed the way back button. But now that the bridge is gone, it's like there's a piece of my life missing.
Yeah, damn, because that was your childhood.
Oh yeah, we used to sit and have a good old time down there at Fort Armstead. And that's what we watched the bridge.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. That's my issue mostly, is everybody's rushed to politicize. The theories I don't mind too much, but the politicization is just like, oh, come on, fuck on, man. Like, chill the fuck out, bro. It's just a point where
I
you
don't
take
think
it too far.
politics played a goddamn thing to do with any of this.
Yeah.
I unfortunately, I genuinely believe this was a terrible and unfortunate accident.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any nefarious, plan behind it.
Right.
It's just a terrible accident.
You know
and
who
the worst
did
of
this?
it
You know who set the fire? Diddy set the fire, so we wouldn't be thinking about him.
Right? I feel bad for those 2 nautical pilots that were on that ship, because they're going to get questioned to death by the feds. This is going to be an ongoing investigation. Those two nautical pilots, I feel really bad for.
Yeah.
Just lawyer up so that you can get some peace in your life. That's about the only thing that those people can do.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the call.
Hey, I appreciate your time. Have a good day.
Latest. Shout out to Nikki. What state is she from? I think I sensed a accent in there. Like, she from down south somewhere. There's an accent on Nikki there. I was trying to pinpoint. I was trying to listen and pinpoint. I don't know if it's Texas, New Mexico. Might be Midwest. What is that? What is that at? I'm checking my mentions here. We're gonna get Ohio Dept to call in. And Jonah wants to call. Jonah's going to I guess he's gonna blame this on the Knights Templars. We should run a pool and see what's Jonah's take gonna be. Who did this one? Was it the Hittites? Was it the Rockefeller education system? Was it Ukraine? Who did this? Who do you think Jonah's gonna blame this on? Jonah's got his. I know his kufi is on super tight. Hold on, Jonah.
Call from.
Sorry.
What up?
What up? What up? What up?
Shit, I step away for 1 week. Candace Owens getting canned. Vivek turning Hotep. Baltimore Bridge is falling down. Next thing you know, it's gonna be London Bridge.
Yeah, right. I like that. I like where you went with that. I see what you did there. London next.
It's a bunch going on right now, I guess. I ain't even caught up to everything yet, but
was it an accident, or you think this was planned?
My first thought is always somebody probably planned it, but especially with the what I was just seeing what you had on the screen with the multiple power outages.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though. They you're looking with the Occam's razor or whatnot, sometimes maybe it's just incompetence. You've been incompetent for a long time, in particular over there, from what I hear. I don't live there or anything, but, from what I hear, the city isn't as what it could be.
Yeah.
So you could probably attribute some of that to incompetence, but you always got to think, especially during an election year.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, election season is gonna be spicy. You're gonna have to get low. London Bridge is in Arizona. Goldstein said. What should I do at the gym today? I think I might hit the shoulders again. I might just blast the shoulders one more time. I'm sorry, my bad, yo. I'm over here thinking about post stream.
I need to work out myself. So,
you ain't hitting the gym?
I do. Well, I've been out.
You
so
stupid. How tall are you?
Well, I know. I hit the gym.
How tall are you, Tari?
I'm 6 foot, 6'1", something like that.
See what I'm saying? You checking all the boxes except that one.
No, I mean,
you're supposed to be in the gym.
I took a break. I took a break.
You know you're supposed to be in the gym, Tari.
I just got my new.
You got your Apex.
I just got my new order Apex, so I'm getting
Come
back
on
there.
now.
Got some creatine too.
You got some creatine too?
That's been helping. Yeah, that's actually been helping. It's got I found this nice supplement that's got some ginseng in it too.
Okay.
So it helps with the focus.
Yeah.
Better workouts with that. Push a little harder. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be getting back in the gym today. Like the last flight kind of took me out. Like, I was a lot of turbulence. I don't know.
Damn.
So I woke up with a headache, but actually the workout helps. So getting back to the workout actually probably get me right again, and get to those squats and everything. So now I feel it.
All right.
But yeah, man, good stuff. I'm about to catch up to the rest of this, to what I missed, because I missed a couple Grift reports.
Get caught up. Let me know. We here Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern.
I definitely caught that Hotep's Been Told You, though.
That was crazy.
To talk about Beyonce getting the call. That was the other thing I forgot to mention.
Yeah. The call is going out, man. The call is going out. Breakfast Club got the call. Breakfast Club got the call. They said, hey, let's softball this interview. Oh, I should play Teslin's video. It was very entertaining. Where did I see that? Hold on. Let me see if I can find that. Teslin, did you see Teslin's video?
I don't think so.
Yo, where did I see it? I might have to go in my history and play Teslin's reaction. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in my history. It's not popping up in my search. All right, let me get Jonah in here, bro. Appreciate you, yo.
Yeah, man. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Shout out Tari. That's my little brother right there. Jonah, call in. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jonah. Strong Dad trying to grift. Martian want to grift. Martian's following directions today. I'm proud of you. Good job. You learned your lesson. Good job. London Bridge right there in Arizona. Little fun fact. Hold on. I'm about to find this video while we wait for Jonah. Yeah, I think you have to go here. No. How do you find? Oh, here we go. History. Here we go.
Call from
Jonah.
What's good? What's good? None. Yeah, I know. I go on a straight inside job on it. Yeah, there are people, and I'll say the thoughts and prayers, whatnot. So the fish can, But the reason I'm going with the inside job, man, I already sent you something there in the DMs, because I just want you to flash back to this one that I just sent you with the red box there first. And then we're going to talk about what happened today. Remember, in the screen grab, it has a red box around it.
You sent this to me?
Yeah, I sent it in DMs, but I'll get right at it too.
When? Oh, there it is. I see it. So I see a screenshot. In his years investigating everything from street corner crimes to terrorist bombings and bank fraud, Mueller established himself as a top-notch law enforcement emphasized. His achievements culminated in his appointment in September 2001 as director of FBI. All right, so what are you saying? Mueller's behind this boat thing?
Dude, Mueller was assigned the week before that happened, and what did he do? The first thing he did was he made sure there was no crime scene, so all the crime scene went to China. So what I'm saying right now is you got this guy who's also tied to Robert Ray, who's tied to Mueller, who was assigned 2 days ago to be the field officer.
Who's tied to Mueller that's tied to
the new SIC, the new special agent in charge of Baltimore and that whole field office. Signed 2 days ago.
Wait, where is this?
And then he also came out and...
Where's this? Where's this information about this SIC?
I'll have to pull... I didn't even think to grab that for you. But he was assigned like 2 days ago.
What's his name?
Some really stupid, dumb, something or other. But he comes out and he gave a speech about how right away, first thing he says, it's not a terrorist event.
Who said that? The new SIC?
The new special agent in charge of the field office.
Yeah.
First thing he says, not a terrorist event.
Yeah.
And he's been appointed 2 days ago by Robert Ray, so I'm going with that. And then on top of that, too, how the fuck they get Joe Biden out of bed and ready for a speech in under 2 hours unless it was planned?
Oh, wow.
You know that guy does it. That guy's never out there and just ready to go, right?
Damn. So Biden did say something?
Yeah, Biden gave a full fucking speech, and the feds are covering the whole cost. They're not even waiting for litigation. They're covering the whole fucking cost. Already. He hasn't gone to Congress, but he said it's covered. Everything.
So the FBI, so the FBI set the fire?
Well, no, whoever said it, I would say more likely, you know, that they're trying to move everything to the Pacific anyways, right? You go back to the TPP, all that shit, right? So, like Nikki was saying, they're going to come in. They'll probably do a bunch of money. The feds are going to cover the whole thing. They're going to dredge the fuck out of it. They'll probably widen the river so that they can steal all the U.S. minerals to send them to the Pacific, go to Baltimore. They got the American taxpayers to pay for it, just like they do every time they fucking destroy any other culture. I wouldn't say robbed it from the banking cartel. And then, you know, you're going to pay for it done, and then all of a sudden all it's going to be good for is the natural minerals that over to the Pacific and whatever else. And in my opinion, like on the ship itself, I'm going on the FBI. Which is, again, the brand new special agent in charge of that field office. He says is that it's not a terrorist event. Fuck do you say that if it's like, you know, and anyone out there saying it's a boat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Joe Biden was noon with the speech. You can go to the White House. He gave a full speech that the feds are covering the whole cost. Now, fun fact, and I'm just going to throw this out there for you. I highly recommend that everyone. So, Thomas D. Alessandro Jr. If you do an FOIA request on him, FOIA, Nancy Pelosi's father and her brother, the rapist, and he was tied to the Communist Party, and so his father went out of the way to ensure that her brother didn't get charged with gang rapes in the 1950s. It's a great one. Came out in 2021 that her father's FOIA, because he was on Kennedy's. What is it? He was in Kennedy's administration, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was Baltimore mayor, all that shit. Maryland senator. But yeah, no, it's great actually reading to see his FOIA request. He was pretty much running with the mob, you know, pretty much. You know, like it was real, but that was her father. He was into all the kid stuff.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Now he was Literally in the FBI documents, it's like, oh yeah, he's known for interfering with police investigations, and now she's running her fat mouth. Her father, D.S. Allen's.
Oh.
Then Pelosi's running her mouth. No one's above the law. Yeah, maybe you should look at your father's FBI file, because that's all he did was interfere and made sure the mob got away free.
Spotless said, "I feel like Jonas." He said, "I feel like Jonas standing on the edge of the ruins of that bridge, like Batman on the phone right now." I just got finished watching Batman too. I was watching Batman this weekend. Jonah, you there? Oh shit. The mayor must be coming. Shout out to Jonah. Oh, Strong Dad, okay. Martian. Call him. Hey man, I ain't gonna hold you. This shit right here is a little spooky. This dude was named. It says right here, March 25th. Press releases. William J. Dalbagno named special agent in charge of Baltimore field office. And then a day later, some shit go down. And he's got to make a statement. Now, that's not to say that, you know, they
Call
knew.
from.
Martian next.
Definitely sounds spooky. Martian, what's good, Joe?
Yo, I got a couple of questions. Also, I got more clips of Unc because, you know, he was on a tirade full of hate. He was all the way anti-Hotep. I got more clips of Unc so we can charge Unc because, like, he was on a tirade.
Evidence
More evidence. Like, the last episode was egregious. And the episode before that was crazy. Like,
Coonan, right?
Full of hate. Straight Coonan. And also, you can't be full of hate if you're a Hotep. It's against the name. You can't be at peace but full of hate. That's antithetical. But outside of that, I figured out why, right? You know, if you grow up eating slave food, I'd hate the world too. You over here eating chitlins and shit. Yeah, if I grew up eating slave food, you know?
Yeah.
Chitterlings, pig feet.
Oh, that was terrible. That was terrible. In the middle of Ramadan, that was terrible.
That was crazy. So if we are what we eat energetically, right? Does that make him a shit bag or a shit hole?
A shit bag or a shit hole. Damn, you really got a vendetta against Unc.
Just because how can we go back to Egypt but we over here eating like slaves?
Ooh.
This a real Hotep brother.
Talk to him, youngin.
But anyways, I had a actual legitimate question because you're like versed in you're versed in the girls from New York thing. I just have a couple from Cambridge and shit. But this one girl, she had like told me that like she was about to come and see me. So I'm outside her dorm, right? Last night, I'm on FaceTime with her, and then all of a sudden, like the FaceTime just hangs up, and then like there's no delivered receipt, right? So like me and you obviously know how to use technology. My mom used technology. Told me how to hack
green, right?
And thing. Right, it didn't even turn up green. It had no delivered receipt. If it turned up green, that just means that it lost cell service, right? Yeah. And it just flipped. That means you're not blocked. But if there's no delivered receipt, right, you're either blocked or the phone died.
Yeah.
So this shit was weird. So I'm doing like my morning meditation, right? She texts me on Snapchat, and I'm like, yo, how the fuck you text me on Snapchat, but there's no delivered receipt for the last messages that I sent you on iMessage? So I was like, And then, so I was like, wait, what? And then she texts me on iMessage, or right before she texts me, there's a read receipt underneath the thing I sent at the nighttime, but not at 12 a.m. I was like, yo, you okay? And so there was no, like, read receipt under that. It still was no delivered receipt. So I was like, oh, I was blocked. And so she's, like, over here trying to say that she didn't block me. But, like, you know, the ghost or the dead people strong dad sees and told me that, like, she's lying. She's full of shit. So, like, but, I'm going to keep it honest with you. The question is like, should I like waste her time or should I just cut her off? Because like old vindictive me would waste her time because I feel like I'm a very genuine person, but now I feel like I don't have time to waste. So
I have a lot of questions before we even get to your question, so I can understand the situation. So Shorty said, "Come over."
Yeah, she told me to come see her. She was gonna come to my place.
Just answer yes or no to these questions. She told you to come see her.
Yes.
What time was this?
This is like 8.
8 p.m.
Yeah.
What time did you get there?
Like 8:30, 8:40.
All right, so you got there around 8:30, 8:40. She said, come now, or did she just say come?
No, she said come now.
Okay, come now. You get there, you FaceTiming on the way there, or?
Yeah. Like, she
okay,
told me
y'all
not to-
FaceTime on the way there. You get there, and what happened?
Bro, she like literally, as like I was watching like a YouTube video, because she had me share this thing, and it literally, I heard it like just doo-doo-doo, and I was like, the fuck? And so I was like, I texted her.
Where were you meeting her? Is it her house, the projects, dorm?
Nah, outside her dorm.
This is a dorm. This is a university dorm.
Yeah, near Georgetown.
Near Georgetown, okay. All right. And you get there and her shit shut off.
Yeah, and I was just like, yo. But also, I'm me, so like I know, like I played D1. So
Wait, I just need you. I just want to understand your situation. Don't give me no more details on what I asked for, okay?
Okay, all right.
Because then you'll just confuse me. Okay, so you get there in about 40 minutes, and you text. How long until you leave?
Probably like 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes. So you hang around for 20 minutes. You like, you know what? Fuck it. I came. She ain't answering. I'm out. Did you knock on her dorm or?
Nah, it's not even like that. Like
you couldn't get inside.
Yeah, like I can't get to her floor.
I know how this works. I was a 20-year-old once. Okay, so you couldn't get inside, which is a good thing. So there's several things that could be happening, right? One, she playing games, which overall sounds like. Two, her roommate is a chick, but her roommate's jealous and doesn't like boys. So her roommate came back, or her roommate was hating, or they're not allowed to have
dorm by herself.
Huh? She got a room by herself, but are boys allowed on the floor?
No.
Okay, so boys not allowed on the floor, right? So RA probably walked in, was like, I heard your conversation, da-da-da-da. It could have been that type of situation. So the next day you receive a call. I mean, you receive did you reach out to her, or she reached out to you first thing the next morning?
So I got Snapchat, so I got like a bunch of streaks. So this morning I had sent some streaks, and like she had thought it was hilarious and immediately responded to that.
You got
I was
what?
Like, she reacted. Yeah, streaks, like
what
you
the fuck
send
is that?
on Snapchat. It's how I maintain the roster. Anyways, so like you keep
Are you talking about you have streaks like your interactions with her?
Yeah, but like with other people as well. Like
so she
on
can
Snapchat.
see your interactions with other women.
Nah, but she knows. Like she's not stupid. Like, and I told her I'm not a liar. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna tell you the truth.
So what streaks did she see? Hers or the ones that you see you have with other women?
Nah, I just sent them all like this funny ass clip where it was talking about.
Oh, you
like,
sent all your hoes of the same clip. That's basically what happened. And she saw the clip and she responded. She didn't know she was in a bulk message send, a mass bulk send.
Yeah, nah, it doesn't combine them.
I know. You don't have to explain technology to me. I know. So okay, so you mass bulk send and he thinks it's to her and she responds to that, right?
Right.
Oh, this is tragic. So, all right. So first of all, yeah, you got to cut this hoe off. She trying to play you.
Right, but that's what I was trying to tell her. Like I played at Minnesota. Like I was
no. See, here's one of my rules. When a woman trying to play you, the only way you can play her is by not letting her know you're being played. Once you admit to being played, that means you admitted to being played. You got played. So let her think whatever she wants to think about you, and you just move accordingly. You don't need to have discussions with her. She doesn't need to be in your most, because you kind of playing yourself by even reaching out to her. You went out of your way to go see her, and the next day she responded, and it's just like, oh, that's just straight disrespectful. You know, I came out there to come check. You could have came outside, said what's up, had a soda with me, some pizza or some shit, but you just played me. You know what I'm saying? Probably because some other dude, came over or whatever. So Nah, you gotta this bitch gotta get cut off. You gotta keep her around though. She's useful. Okay, she's useful.
Ooh.
She's gonna come around and but you can't be the one to initiate any more interactions with her. All interactions with her must be initiated by her. They must be dealt with in a manner where it's not important, right? So if she sends you a message, you read it, and you have to tell yourself, if I remember to reply, I'll reply. This is something you have to bookmark in your conscious mind. If I care to reply, I will reply. And then you just go about your day, and if you forget to reply, you just fucking forget to reply. But every once in a while, you may remember to reply, and you'll just handle yourself as a professional, right? So the relationship has gone from something that's social and cordial to something that's professional. So the way you speak to her is now a professional and business relationship, because the only thing that you guys can do now is potentially get money together. But she's proven
how
to be
can I get money
disrespectful.
to somebody that won't be honest and upfront? They might stab you in
Because
the back.
sometimes you need bodies. When you're a
Okay.
20-year-old, sometimes you need bodies, right?
All right.
It's going to be, one of your homies is going to take her down. You know what I'm saying? You may throw a party and, because you were cordial, you send her an invite. And when she get there, you give her a dap and then, you act like she doesn't exist. She think you invite her over to be with you. You like, nah, I just needed more bitches here. You know what I'm saying? To fill out the room. That's how you deal with chicks like that.
All right.
Yeah. She's just, she's fodder in your game, where you don't want her. But she can stand, around some other bitches to make it look like it's more bitches than it's what's really there. But she can't have any like prominent role. From afar, she'll sort of add to your brand of playerism.
All right. So just to add on like top of what you were saying, so I got a cousin and he was like having a conversation with my mom. My mom's a very like light skinned lady with green eyes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he was saying that basically he was like all the hobbits is taking over Atlanta and DC. He was like, there's no place for you light skinned women.
That's true. That's true. Them hobbit shots taking over.
Yeah, so like to be honest, like so the girl I'm talking about is a light skinned woman. So like I don't really
the girl
like.
that
I
tried
know,
to play you.
Yeah, so like there's a lot of
light-skinned
hobbits.
women be on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a lot of hobbitses that wouldn't even think, but like also that's mostly who come to my parties, like Middle Eastern, East African, North African girls.
Yeah.
I don't really have a problem with like getting girls to come to my parties. However, she would just be sick as fuck if she like came to one of my parties and saw.
Yeah, well, that's what you do. You allow her at some point to see your value, right? Because in that moment, she didn't see your value. So the most you can ever do with her is a situation where she gets to see your value, but she no longer has access to it.
Right.
Like, that's the only way you can really, like, even the odds with bitches. Like, all right, you ain't want me? That's cool. You don't have to want me. You know what I'm saying? I got other bitches. The thing is, with these new hoes, it's all ego boosting, right? So it's all, I made this, it's all like, social hierarchy, so she can brag to her friends, right? So she's dealing with an abundance of lack, so she's really like, she's an unhappy person. She's playing herself. She probably got daddy issues. But there's some underlying psychological issues that this girl is going through in order for her to act like that.
Because she sent me an article. I don't want to send it to you or mention it, but she had sent me an article of when like the FBI had raided her dad's house in Miami.
See what I'm saying? See, her mentality's all fucked up. Her value system's all fucked up, right? So the most she can do is come to one of your parties and just fucking hang out. You know what I'm saying? She can't, but she can't be a part of your circle. She's lost that privilege because she wasted your time. Time is money. You say you want me to come through and kick it, blah 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 blah. But the issue today is everything's transactional. Women, much more than in previous generations, because it's always going to be transactional. But women in previous generations, they weren't as transactional today. These women are short-term transactional, right? Like very, very short-term transactional, to the point where it could be just using you for social media clout.
Okay.
But you have to begin to delineate between good women and bad women based upon the first red flag you see, because I'm sure you saw red flags with this bitch before you went to go see her.
Yeah, but like at the same point in time, I'm also acknowledging like, oh yeah, like I told her on Saturday like I'd call her and shit like that. Whole time I was with my neighbor at my neighbor's house, and she was making food and like shit.
And you didn't call her.
Yeah, so like I'm giving leeway because I acknowledge my own flaw.
So that's unprofessional.
Okay, I get
you see what I'm saying? Like when you got game, that's not game. That you're playing games, but that's not game. Game is I'm gonna call you on Saturday, and you call her on Saturday, but you didn't have much time to spend on that phone call because you was kicking it with your neighbors. Now she miss you.
Well, all right. So I was walking my neighbor's dog, so she pays me to like walk her dog. So like
I get you, but the quality of a man is we do what we say we're gonna do.
I eventually called her. She didn't answer though, so I was like, oh, all right.
If you was not gonna call her, you should not have called her at all.
No, I plan on calling her though. Like I wanted to call her. I just
but if you were gonna play that game of when I call, you might as well not call her at all. You're playing games. Don't play games. Have game.
All right.
Don't play games. And I explain this in my book, Unbreakable Rules of Masculinity. You are James Bond. You are a professional. You take life serious. You're about your fitness. You're about your dedication to your work. Okay? The more dedicated you are to your work, the more she's going to want you. Any woman, right? She's going to want you psychologically, but she's also going to want you subconsciously, because subconsciously is like you're basically saying, oh, I can't get time out of him because he's too busy working, right? You got to be about your shit. But you have to be professional when it comes to women. That means that you can't initiate sex talk. Like, I wouldn't initiate sex talk with a woman. She would have to initiate it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless me and her met that way, right? Like if you meet a girl at the club and y'all start making out and you smash, and this is like, well, y'all basically boyfriend and girlfriend now in so many ways. But if it's just, a random woman that you're courting, you're supposed to be vetting her. You're supposed to be looking for ways to eliminate her from your pack.
I got you.
You're not like I can't. I'm sure it happened, but I can't remember. But I'm sure it happened. I went to go see a chick, and she didn't come outside. Like, I can't remember what chick it was, but I remember being your age and going to check her and being disappointed. I remember that. It's a very serious lesson. But I also remember the frame I created with that girl. I created the frame of I can be played. But if you create the frame of I can't be played, they won't even try you. Like, she wouldn't even have tried that shit with you because she'd have known you not a nigga to play with. So at some point, you created the frame that you're a kid and you're not a grown-ass man. You know what I'm saying? And these is mistakes we gonna make along the way. When you dealing with women, you got to remember she's there to impress you. She's there to prove to you that she's worth your time and not vice versa. Because if a woman's talking to you, you've already checked off her boxes.
Right.
Now you got to see if she checks off yours. And the first time she do some dumb shit, you gotta cut her. And that's the hardest part, is seeing a red flag and be like, yo, you can't be on a team. Like, I remember I had this one chick, humongous ass. It was wonderful. It's great. She did some wild shit one time when we hung out, and I cut her off. We don't speak no more. I'm done. Like, I don't accept that type of behavior in my vicinity. You don't get a second chance, especially if I've seen signs of that attitude, you know, like over the phone. Like, I've seen signs of the attitude over the phone, but when you do it publicly, like with me, like you don't deserve to be around me. So you got to know when you see these red flags, you got to cut them off and know that, like, yo, you got to prove yourself to me. And if you are on point with your game, which I always say, there's this rule in sales. Whoever's talking is losing the sale, right? So if I'm looking to sell a house to somebody and I'm on the phone with them roughly 25 to 30 minutes, if I do more talking, that sale is not getting sold. If they're doing more talking, I've sold the house, okay? This is a rule, and I've had this happen before. One of my homies where I was trying to make a sale for him, and he kept talking, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Same thing with women. If you are on the phone with a woman and you are doing more talking than her, you're trying to sell yourself. You need her to sell herself to you.
But the problem
That's
is they
game.
be empty. Like, they be empty.
If they empty, they don't deserve to be around you.
Oh.
Why are you fucking with empty people? I remember I hung out with this group of guys, well-to-do, millionaires, and I brought a chick around. And at first they were like, why he bring this chick around? Why is he hanging with this chick? Well, technically me and her were hanging out, and they came to hang out with us. But they was thinking, like, why would he be hanging out with this chick? Like, did he just hang out with bimbos? And they got to talking. And they were like, oh, shit, she's really fucking smart. Like, she's really fucking deep. And I'm looking at him like, bro, I don't fuck with ain't shit people. Like, I don't deal with empty people. I don't care how fat your ass is, how big your titties is. If you are an empty shell of a person, I'm not attracted to you. I can't waste my time with you. I'm turned off. You're annoying me that you're empty. Like, you disgust me that you're empty. If I can see the emptiness of a person, I'm disgusted. Like, where are you going to decide to live your life, or you just this is a problem I have with women where, like, I can't fuck with you. I remember I had one girl, she got mad I cheated, and she looking at the girl, she like, yo, she not even as attractive as me. And I'm like, you think it's about the looks? Shorty deep. Shorty's got a brain on her shoulders. So that's the shit I'm fucking attracted to. Never fucking choose a woman based upon looks. And if you find out she's fucking empty, you fucking hang up the phone on her. Listen, I gotta go. I got some things that came up, and I gotta go. Hopefully we'll be able to talk in a future time, but I just realized I got some shit I gotta get in. That's how you gotta deal with people, yo. Don't fucking deal with no empty bitches. These empty bitches will get you caught up, sidetracked, in all types of compromising positions. Oh, it's dangerous. But you got to make these mistakes to have this happen, like the chat said.
Yeah, this is a new one. So that's why I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, no. Fuck with bitches that's on your level. If they not on your level, don't fuck with them.
Type shit. Like, she's intellectually smart. She's just not spiritually there.
You see, intellectually smart means nothing. If you don't got the spirit and soul to go with it, the heart to go with it, then you have nothing.
Nah, that's
you got
very
indoctrination.
True. She started, like, reading the books that I read, like the spiritual books and shit, like trying to be like me. And then, like, I don't know. That's why I thought
either she got it or she don't.
Type shit.
And read them, and you don't get spirituality from the books.
Nah,
you can read all day. You can read all day and not learn shit about being spiritual. Everything you need to learn about being spiritual, you already know.
Yeah, they like most of those books were already things I already instinctively knew.
Ain't nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, I didn't consciously know them, but instinctively I always knew them since I was little. So you're right. Part of it.
And when you say she's read these books, back to front?
Yeah, like back to front, made her take notes on them because like I'm the type of person like if I'm truly taking you serious to be like my wife.
What was she reading before she met you?
Think and Grow Rich, Outsmarting the Devil, Napoleon Hill, and then I think she read like listen to some audio books from the Master Key Society.
So this is before she met you. This is the shit she was into, or is shit she dabbling with?
She had said that she just started getting interested in those types of things.
Yeah, she a noob. Yeah, when she found her soul, tell her holla back.
All right. Speaking of which, so you were talking about energy, and I was thinking about, well, since I take engineering, why not adaptive engine cycles, right? Especially for like fighter jets and cars. The more kinetic energy you have, the longer
Study
you can
that
go.
shit. We're gonna need you to build a car for Hotepistan.
Nah, I'm gonna build fighter jets. Not gonna lie, fuck a car.
All right, same thing. We could use the same technology in the car. We just gonna make it smaller.
Type shit. But
Just propulsion.
But the air superiority is the first priority. Not gonna lie.
I love it. We're gonna need fighter jets in Hotepistan. We're gonna have black pilots and fighter jets in Hotepistan.
Hey, according to what do you call it? The Air Force, the black Tuskegee Airmen scored more kills air to air versus any other squadron of white fighter pilots during World War II. So just think.
There you go. Hey, appreciate you, little nigga.
All right, good looks.
Hotep and Bill. All right, let me close the phone lines. We're gonna leave off with this one segment I promised to play for you guys. If y'all need dating advice, nigga, hit me up. I'll put a price together for you. I'll show you how to handle these bitches. That's what they are, bitches. Some are women. Some are women. Some are queens. Some are princesses. Some are bitches. And we all know when a bitch wasting our time. We all know when a bitch not really into us. We know. Just let it go. Plenty more out there. The time you wasting on that bitch, you could be spending time with another one.
This conversation that I keep seeing these posts about, Candace is growing on me, and, everybody got the right to grow, and she, maybe she done changed her position. And can I just talk to you a moment? Do you mind, Real, if I talk to you a moment for the women, the black women in the building who ain't never changed their position on you? Because see, what I'm noticing is, and everybody got the right to grow, but this is a grift. You don't go from literally saying that the lives of black men don't matter and go out your way. We're not talking about just a policy conversation, a policy difference, a different ideology. I talked to black conservatives.
Now, to be fair, Candace never said black male lives don't matter. She did this Black Lives Matter, but she never said that. I do like that Tesla said it's a grift. That's pretty on point. Let's go back.
Conservatives all the time. I have many shows that I've done with black conservatives. We're talking about somebody that went out of their way to create an entire documentary to say that we didn't see George Floyd murdered in front of us. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Maybe y'all don't know the cost. Maybe since we got a little Rail in the building, maybe he can break down to you the cost and the energy and the time and all of. I've been trying to get my project to come to life for years, for 5 or 6 years on the big screen. Do y'all know how difficult it is to get something on the screen, on any screen, whether it be the Tubi little screen that y'all like to clown, whether it be the big screen in the movies? Do you know that that's not an overnight thing? Do you realize of what you?
Candace had Daily Wire behind her, so that's why she's able to produce the films. And you're not. That's just fact.
You have to do, and who has to support you just to get something on the big screen? So you mean to tell me that this woman went out of her way to create an entire documentary to say that he was not murdered, what we all saw, and you guys are given the grace because you agree with just one or two things that she said about, but she cannot be, and I repeat, cannot be the messenger. Oh, Tez, it don't matter who the messenger is. I don't know. The Bible says different. The Bible says that it does matter who sent you, Moses. Who sent you? Tell them that I am sent you. So maybe y'all all right with anybody being your Moses, but I'm not all right with it. Yes, ma'am, LaShonda. The Daily Call.
I don't remember where it is in here. So I'm going to play the whole thing. We got 5 minutes left. And I'm going to show you where she hits the nail on the head. So far, a lot of this stuff just sounds like, leftist babble. But let's go back.
The one that just fired Candace, they did an entire documentary about George Floyd, saying that he died because he was on dope.
Now, that's true. You can say what you want. Candace could have made a documentary about anything. She chose to do a documentary about George Floyd. Kind of weird thing to choose. But this was part of her grift to ingratiate herself with the red whites. Red whites, when you're a black red, when you're one of the red blacks, or red pill black, when you're a red black, your job is to attack left black ideology. That's your job. That's what they signed you up for. You attack black leftists. We'll attack white leftists and black leftists, but we'll attack the white leftists. You attack the black left. And for a lot of times, I was part of that war. But I was part of that war for a very different reason. I was part of that war because I supported Trump when Candace Owens was a never Trumper.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
I was part of that because when bodies was getting dropped in the media about white police officers, we were the ones that came with what ideology got challenged? Do you know what ideology I presented that was completely turned down? Capitalism. Capitalism. It was capitalism. I said, a lot of this stuff wouldn't happen in our communities if we focused on our own economics. They didn't like hearing that shit. And I had to know. I didn't know at the time that was something you weren't supposed to say. I thought I was fucking Malcolm X. I thought I thought motherfuckers would get it. And at the time, I didn't know what it was, but this was it was black feminists. It was a rise of black feminism, and it was powered by media, like big media, Huffington Post. It was powered. I showed you the article. They said black men are the white people, black people. Showed you the numerous Hotep stuff. This is why I was thrust into this. I wasn't against black people. I was against Jamila Lemieux. Like, it was Feminista Jones. This wasn't like a us versus black people thing. But for a time, that's what it looked like. And it was Unc that came around and was like, yo, these are conservatives and these are liberals. I didn't know the difference between no conservative and liberal until Uncle Hotep told us. He was like, yo, these people over here? I'm like, yeah, those are conservatives. Conservatives. And what's done? Those the liberals? Yeah, because I didn't know what these I recognized two factions. I didn't know what they were. That's when I went deep down the rabbit hole, Paul. So I began to see that, oh, you like when I denigrate these black feminists. But as soon as I come for you, it's a problem. It's just like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. So you start to get hip to the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's the truth about Candace. Usually that's your job as a black conservative. You're supposed to denigrate. So now we've come to the point where she's at black media becoming popular amongst black people. And that's what Teslin is attacking here and analyzing. But this has nothing to do with Candace Owens. And I'm about to show you.
That woman went to Minnesota and featured white people that she said were terrorized as a result of what happened with George Floyd. This is who y'all up here caping for.
Uh-oh.
So let's get down to the real psychological issue on these black men who are looking for nurturing from somebody that was just willing to murder you in the streets. See, these are people that have not ever experienced unconditional love for the black woman. These are people who are used to being in abusive situations with black women, whether it be with their mama, they aunt, they grandma. See, I have the type of love for you.
I'm trying to remember.
I didn't need you to grow on me, baby. I've been loving you since the gate, since the moment. See, love for self and love for black people, that's an instant, unconditional love. And my love for you will not fade. And it ain't you can't grow on me, black man. You inside of me.
She about to go full pick me right here.
I'm inside of you. Ain't no growing in me. Grow.
And I love it. And I'm here for it too. I love this segment right here.
On you. She growing on you. That's the kind of love you looking for. I guess, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. People get real love from me.
People was in the comments like, hold on. Like right here, I was like, go off, sis. Somebody else, where's my reply? Somebody in the thing was like, they said something about Tesla attitude. I'm like, I could control Tesla. Like, y'all scared of Tesla? Like, why y'all be scared? It's like when people be scared of Sunny. I'm like, y'all ain't never been around black women before. Maybe because I grew up around black women, like my cousins and shit that was ghetto as shit. Like, you know, y'all hear yelling and I just hear passion. Like, for example, right here, it said, you see this comment from this dude? He said, you can tell Tez don't got no man. She likes to argue too much. All you see her do is argue all day. And I was like, I can handle Tez. This person responded, said, nigga intimidated by her strength. This shit is a turn on to me. Word. Like, I'm not worried about this woman. Like, she's not going to turn that way on me. She's going to be like that to the world. That's not for me. That's for the streams. That's for the Twitter spaces. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no arguing. This is crazy. This is crazy. So, you know, people say what they want about black women and their attitudes. And I got like a filter for it. Like, I don't, for example, I got a cousin. When she talks, she yells. When she talks, and she's got more of a high-pitched voice. When she talks, she yells. And then sometimes she'll bring her voice down real low, like when she about to tell you something on the low, she'll do that. But when she's talking and there's people around, she's usually very loud. But, you know, I don't notice it. I'm just like, that's just how she talks.
People get real love from me, so it ain't no growing. And let me say this to the interracial conversation and something that y'all keep tagging.
Hold up, Protocol got some deets here. Protocol said, Tez tried to grift off my local city election. I asked her what she was trying to do in my city because she's an outsider. Oh, yeah, she tried to come in and get a little office? Trying to come in and get a little office? Everybody looking for a little spot now. It's election season. Everybody looking for an empty seat somewhere in Congress. It's an empty seat that nobody running somewhere. And that's how people are getting in.
Egging me in. I don't have no problem with no interracial dating or marriage or anything else. But let me say this, Dr. Perry, because they got to know this. You can date that white man all you want to. Marry that white man, do whatever you want.
I don't got a problem with interracial dating either. Objectively, I do. But subjectively, like my own personal, I really don't have no problem with it. I understand it like wholeheartedly. I really do. I really do. And it put it more in perspective when I got that data that said black men, when they're married, it shortens their life expectancy. And I'm like, damn, white women win again. I think the most ideal woman is probably Asian though. Asians come trained. Either that or you got to convert to Islam. You want to walk outside with her motherfucking, her do-rag on and shit, her long do-rag. You ain't got to worry about nobody looking at her ass and shit. She ain't got her titties all out. Yeah, I know. That's you. I know. See, the Latinas come trained, but they walk outside the house naked. The Latinas, they're just gonna have the titties and the ass out regardless. Like that, they just come pre-programmed like that. not exactly what I want. The Asian, they, sometimes they know, they get in line. They get in line. Black women take training. You got to train a black woman. I mean, you got to train all women. Technically, you got to train all women. Coach EO talks about this. You got to train the woman that you're with, you got to train her to love you like how you need to be loved. And she's got to train you, I think black women just need more training. But I think that's just black men need more training. I think that's a product of Reagan's crack era, World War I, World War II. I don't even think slavery is the problem, to be honest with you. Like when we talk about reparations, I don't think slavery. If I was in a reparations movement and somebody came to me and said, "Yo, we not giving you reparations for slavery," I'm gonna say, "Good. I don't want it for I don't want it for slavery. Fuck slavery. I forgive you." You know what I want my fucking shit for? 1913. I want my shit. Don't get me to start renting. When y'all installed minimum wage, all these socialist policies I want reparations for, man. The way Democrats have managed these cities with their socialist policies. They bringing the immigrants across the borders. I don't want reparations for yesterday. I want reparations for today.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I don't want reparations for yesterday. I want reparations for today.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I don't want reparations for yesterday. I want reparations for today, nigga.
And I would hold the
Huh?
smart as Hotep Jesus. Because that guy boil it down.
Huh?
You want to do, but guess what you can't do though, Dr. Perry? You can't go speak on the black family, and your damn sure can't speak on black men. Why, Tez? She got a great point. Well, I come from a place where if you don't know about it, you can't talk about it. And if you ain't helping no black man on no daily basis, like I do on a daily basis, I'm talking about from the hood to the PhDs. If you're not encouraging them, if you ain't straightening their back, if you ain't getting up with no black man on a daily basis and telling him that he can go tackle the world, if you ain't helping straightening his tie, if you ain't packing his lunch, if you ain't fixing him dinner, if you ain't telling him that every room he walk into, he shall conquer. If you ain't doing any of that, then you shut your mouth.
Ooh. Yo, I just need that clip right there. That's all she needed. That's all she had to hit Candace with. That's all she had to. All this, she could have saved 4 minutes and 30 seconds and just said that part right there. That was heat. Let's go.
Did you hear what I say?
I heard you.
I say you shut your mouth. Because it takes a lot to be a queen to stand by a black man. And I ain't talking about just in no intimate space. I'm talking about even as a friend. And I got some friends on this live that know exactly what I'm talking about. When they call when shit is getting tough and they need to call and say, "Tell sis, I just need a word." If you ain't inspiring a black man on a daily basis, then you shut your mouth up. Because you don't have...
If you ain't inspiring a black man on a daily basis, then you shut your mouth up.
The right. Because you ain't put in the work. And you ain't putting in the work on a daily basis. You laying down with that pink meat.
Hey, yo. Oh, Lord Jesus. I gotta play that last part back. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm retarded. Hold on.
Sis, I just need a word. If you ain't inspiring a black man on a daily basis, then you shut your mouth up. Because you don't have the right. Because you ain't put in the work. And you ain't putting in the work on a daily basis. You laying down with that pink meat.
You laying down with that pink meat.
When your white man walks in the room, Candace Owens, he walks in at the top of the food chain. Mine walks in at the bottom of the food chain. No matter how many degrees he got, no matter who he is, no matter how much he's done, he's at the bottom of the food chain. And I'm the one standing beside him with my unconditional love, telling him that he deserves to be in the room. And you over there with the white man benefiting from that white man privilege, so you don't get to speak on his plight. I'm the only one that can speak on his plight, as far as I'm concerned. You go over there and speak on what Chad and them is going through, what Brad and them is going through. Speak on what Bryce is going through. You can't speak on what Reggie going through. You can't speak on what Fairgrave is going through. You can't speak on what Looney's going through. You can't speak on what Little Rail's going through. You can't speak on them because you don't live with them and you don't partner with them and you don't love them and you don't pray on your knees for a black man and you ain't getting on your knees until they bloody praying that he come home. You don't have to be concerned about if he's pulled over at night with your stomach in knots, hoping he make it home, so you shut your mouth when it
so you shut your mouth. Now I just want to just say, I don't agree with black men being at the bottom of the food chain and the white men being at the top. Although objectively you can make an argument for that to be true. Philosophically, I think it's a little bit different on the ground. I think it's a little bit on the, in the data and the stats, white men, women. On the ground, everybody know who King is.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Everybody know black men run this shit. They know that. Everybody knows that. Nothing wrong with that. So on paper, the white man runs the shit, but in real life, black man's he got just too much flavor. He got too much flavor. And you know what it is? It's not like it's innate. It was created through oppression. It was created through not mixing with white folks. That's what gave us our uniqueness, that we were not mixing with white folks. It was against the law to mix with white. It was taboo. That's what made us what we are today. This is the new Negro that they talking about, this FBA shit. That's what created the FBA. The FBA, that's why they talk about oppression so much, because they created out of oppression. While the white man was facing crackerization, right? And that's where you make white people so plain and corny that they have no flavor left. They don't even flavor their food, right? That's where all of that comes from. Because the Puritan movement, this was what Thaddeus Russell talks about, the Puritan movement, where he forced white people to just be boring and corny, quite frankly. So when you have that force that's not being applied to black people, you have people who are creating a culture that's not driven by respectability politics. And that's why I say we are top of the food chain, because we haven't been crackerized. Now, some of us have been crackerized and we ain't got no flavor, i.e. some of these black conservatives.
come down to talking about the plight of the black man. I don't give a damn how good of a point you making. It ain't for you to make the point. You stand down and you sit down. There's plenty of black women out here that can make them same points. There's plenty of conservative black women. Sonny Johnson is one who's married to a black man. Let her make the point. It ain't for you, sis, to make the point. I don't give a damn how good your point is.
All right. That's not the clip I wanted. I know many people, a lot of this stuff is gonna come off bitter. But I like it. I love when black people gatekeep, because we don't do enough of it. Like gatekeeping. When I say black people, I mean specifically black people. Like black culture is gatekept by white people or Jewish people, like fucking Peter Rosenberg and Ebro Darden. They gatekeep Hot 97. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about good gatekeeping. Gatekeeping and not gatekeeping based upon race, right? Gatekeeping based upon ideology, based upon track record. Candace Owens does not have the track record to be trusted with the black community. She doesn't have the track record to be trusted with the Hotep community. We don't even go by race. She's just proven to be, you know, a grifter. You know? And she's right. Those are basic bitch talking points. You know, she went on Breakfast Club and made basic bitch talking points. That is true. That is true. That's what Candace does. That's why I always say, like, what was the most fire interview Candace had? And people can't tell me. And it's just like, because she doesn't say anything. She doesn't have the mental capacity to go deeper. She doesn't go deeper. If she could go deeper, pause, she would have came up with Dems Must Pay.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Watch her run with it now till she watches this episode. She'll be like, Dems Must Pay. Like, good job. Keep watching this show so you can get more game. We know. Damn, I thought, well, that was entertaining anyway. I thought there was more to it. I wanted her to go off on the Charlemagne shit, because that's what I was waiting for. I wanted her to go off, because she was snapping on Charlemagne, I could have sworn. Or maybe I saw it somewhere else. But anyway, that was entertaining to say the least. Shout out to the homies who helped us hit our goal today. Jeff Curtis, appreciate you. Donations. Appreciate you. Kamar, what up? Hotep Boule. Hotep CPA, hit me up. I got some work for you. I need you to handle some tax work for me, bro. Hit me up. April 1st around the corner. But the books is clean. Hit me up, man. Hotep CPA, hit me up, bro. Hold on a second. Let me just recalibrate myself really fast, and then we're gonna get out of here. Janae Aiko is going on tour. She's trending #1. That's good news. The women love her. Yeah. Krispy Kreme collab with McDonald's is kind of wild. That's kind of wild. Anyway, I'm about to head out. I'm about to go to the gym. Get that second workout in. I need a copy of the Patriot Report on the audio book. I did an audio version on here on the channel. Type in Patriot Report. I did a whole playlist on it. It's a whole bunch of episodes on the Patriot Report. Go watch them. The same thing. Except it's not not as detailed, but you'll get the point of the chapters. But a lot of the stuff in the book is, you know, letters, memoirs, bookkeeping, you know, a lot of congressional records. So, you know, you want to purchase the book so you know where the sources came from. Oh, you saying you're gonna record an audiobook for me? All right, have at it. It was dope. We'll put it out. Just watched the first episode yesterday. Dope. Shout out to Robert Jones. Yeah, really good playlist. This is a playlist right on my channel. If you go to my channel, I'll show you. Go to your channel. Scroll down. Go to playlist. And you'll see it. Where is it? Oh, it's right there. See, it says finance scams. Got 17 videos. Go watch that.
Yo.
I recorded this 2 years ago.
What's up, people?
Also, you might want to archive these videos because every once in a while I go back and I do one over. So it'll be more update, bigger, better, and better. Yeah. I'm trying to hit the button and speculators because I know there's some people in the yeah, but everything's there. you'll get the gist. You'll have more knowledge than your average red white or red black, and damn sure more knowledge than one of these leftists. I mean, leftists, they just don't deal in scholarship. Well, they deal in a different type of scholarship. It's like more like indoctrinationship. Renee said that's what I introduced you to, the Oz connection to the Federal Reserve. The Oz connection. What's that? Oh, Wizard of Oz. Yes. That was great. And I never knew that. That was really eye-opening, mostly because I really enjoyed the original Wizard of Oz. You know, the one where you could see the dude hang himself in the background. The OG version. Yeah, I fucking love that. I love that movie. The Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion and the Scarecrow. Yeah, really dope movie. Really dope concept. But the fact that was tied to the Federal Reserve and monetary decisions of the United States, I had no idea. Sitting right there in front of my face the whole fucking time. Yellow brick fucking. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Another episode of the Grift Report. Make sure you go watch the Grifties. I'm about to play the commercial right now. That link is in the description box below. People have said it is worth the $5. See y'all tomorrow, man. Be well. Stay merry. Tell somebody in your family that you love them. And as always, Hotep and Bill.
Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Season's COVID-19.
Who did you want?
Hamlin?
Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year Award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Little Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons looking like to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through. No one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year. Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.